can't believe you actually ran that guy over and like didn't even stop to see if he was alive. Just kept on going. You fucking nut job. He deserved it, but it was still funny.
Yeah, I mean, listen, dude, I have trauma, okay? If I see someone walking out of a Starbucks, I can't control myself. Listen, you work at a place for 3 years, you deal with enough of those customers, you start getting feelings and urges that you just can't control any fucking longer.
For the people that just walked in, I started an improv bit implying that Daniel Bandicoot struck an individual with his automobile, when in actuality that was an absolute fabrication, and we played it off like a bit. Dandy has not actually committed vehicular homicide, in case anyone was concerned.
Thank you for the clarification.
It's the internet in 2023. Apparently, humor is dead.
Good point.
However, comma, I have a question for you. Have you ever done anything or gotten good at something out of spite?
Do you mean? I mean.
Okay, not so much out of spite, but like, you eventually were like tired of people making fun of you for like an inability to do something, so you did it, and then they found something else to rag on you about. Like, imagine just be like, oh, you're so fucking skinny, so you get buff, and they're like, oh, you're ugly though. So then you get like a fucking face job, and they're like, now you're all plastic, and then you commit manslaughter.
I mean, who hasn't, right?
Most people haven't committed manslaughter, Dante.
Are you sure about that? I feel like that's normal. Anyways, I'm just making it out to be like I'm some sort of mass murderer or something. I am not.
The
I am not.
who's outside of Danny's door this day? Real?
And say I fucking
What's up, Iron?
Hello. But yeah, no, I've absolutely, 1000% done things out of spite and gotten good. I mean, that's literally how I started with art, believe it or not.
Oh, I bet. So back in the day, in 2008,
yeah,
people like I had started doing like textures for my friend Merg's 3D models that she was putting on Second Life at the time. And over time, the people that hated me were like, oh, he'll never be able to do 3D models. He's always going to be hanging on Merg's coattails and using her for success. So then I started doing my own 3D modeling work.
Well,
and the tone changed to such an egocentric asshole. Fucking cracks me up to this day. Then that same person who said I'll never be able to make anything in 3D turned around and goes, I hope that one day Iceball's hands become so damaged he can never create anything ever again. And was fucking caught in logs.
My
like,
God.
Holy shit, lady, what is your fucking problem? Oh my God. What's up, Mighty? Oh, awesome. I'm glad that video actually helped. Expect more emotional support December stuff, because, you know, after No Nut November, I guess Christmas is just going to be insanely wholesome. I might even have my dick out sometimes. Who knows?
Only sometimes.
Well, the idea is you never let your haters get the best of you, Whiskey. Just rise above the people that hate you for stupid reasons so that their reasons become so comedically petty that everyone looks at them, points, and laughs. Like, case in point, some dickhead sitting there trying to tell people I'm a fraud because I help people with, like, emotional therapy shit. Even though I have at numerous times never said I am a professional. But I will still drop everything to help people. Guy literally trying to fucking unperson me because I want to help people not fucking kill themselves. How fucking small do you have to be?
Yeah.
In your own head. That's like those people that are like, fucking goddamn Mr. Beast curing people's blindness, that fucking asshole.
Yeah, like I've never understood the hate towards Mr. Beast. Like, I can understand being frustrated that he's that filthy rich. I can understand that frustration. But, like, the dude is one of the very few that's actually trying to do shit with his money. So it's like...
Oh, my reason for not liking him is completely unrelated to money. It's the fact that I fucking despise the fact that he soy jacks just about every time a camera's on him.
Well, yeah, it's part of the brand and part of the thing that gets the clicks. Like,
cringe should not be your fucking brand.
No, it shouldn't, but that's what gets the clicks. You gotta... He's playing the game, and he's playing it well. Like...
Also, Nostin, I call that hornsome.
Hornsome.
Yep.
It's a great thing.
It is literally, it's like, you know, today I'm gonna try and help you with your emotional problems, and my penis will be out as a treat. Like, there's a specific genre of people that like my stuff. They sometimes have problems too. I want to help them with their problems, so maybe, like, I don't know, masturbate while I act as your emotional support anchor. Sexual confusion also works, shake up your mental state. Huh?
Yeah.
And remember, guys, during Pride Month, we let all the straight people be a little bit gay on us as a treat.
Just a little.
Yeah, they just from us as a treat.
All right,
I want that to be what Pride Month's about. I want it to be less about gay pride parades and spattering rainbows and flags over everything and just letting everyone else be able to be a little gay and get away with it.
Yeah.
Just like see the most surly, hardcore jock walk up and be like, nice ass, bro. And just like walk away, be like, all the gays let us say it this month. It's cool. It's no homo? It's no homo. Dude, I love your package. Thanks, bro. Imagine how great the world would be. Every straight, like, afraid to be a little gay sounding dude just able to fucking get that little bit of homo out of him that he's had building up all year. Just purges it out in one. The funny thing is I'm talking about this shit now. During Pride Month, I was like, God, I fucking hate Pride Month. Now I'm like, I've got ideas for next Pride Month.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. I dislike what Pride Month has turned into because... And this
is a marketing sham?
Exactly. The moment it goes corporate is the moment it becomes a sellout. And that's the moment you lose the purpose of it, and that's when you become a commodity. You don't want to become a commodity. Also, I have just realized the chat is... Oh, God, why is it doing that? Hold on.
Doing what? Doing what?
Well, I didn't see this when we were setting up because it's like underneath the game, but it shouldn't be.
Doesn't look underneath the game on my end.
No, it does. Cause it's.
Oh, it is a little bit. Oh,
yeah,
that's musky.
So
I don't like
give
that.
me a fucking second.
I'll cover. I will cover. I'll cover you. So yeah. Oh wait, hold on. So in other words, Ice, you want Pride to become like a porno version of that movie, The Purge. Only your idea is it'll be something like The Splooge. No, it's not like that at all, Mike. Just imagine like every single moment. Like, all right, straight guys have this thing where they immediately kind of modify some of their actions so that they don't look gay. And the idea is like during Pride Month, they don't have to change anything. They could just, do whatever. Like they can cross their legs or like not sit 5 feet apart from their friends in a hot tub when they're wearing bathing suits, or compliment another man without feeling weird about it. Like all the stuff that like gay guys do without being afraid of it. But like, they get to borrow that for a month as a treat. Like that's it. Like it's wholesome. And like the best thing is, right, like, after they get to borrow that for a while, we can like fucking, we can share stories about how great it is to not be fucking worried about looking gay. Just compliment another bro's dick for a couple minutes and be like, hey, you know what? Now he feels good about himself. That's nice. You help make a guy's day a little better. The only thing you got to be concerned about is if during Pride the guy's wife sticks her tongue up his asshole and he really likes it. That might be something to be a little worried about. Because if she fingers your fart box and you come, you might be opening a gateway to something. Just saying. Just be a little concerned.
I mean, some dudes are into strap-ons.
Oh yeah. We call those brave men. My apologies / condolences / I'm not sorry even remotely for the topic of conversation going on as people are filtering into chat. Be like, cool, we just walked in and Ice was talking about fucking strap-ons with Andy. Nice. All right, whatever this is about.
So.
Yeah.
I have a thing here, guys.
What'd you fuck up?
Nothing. I just turned off the music that I had playing because we're about to get started. So, I want everyone to tell me if there's anything wrong with the audio, if there's anything wrong with the visuals that you see, because
we switched.
No,
shut the fuck up. No. We got a different Sega CD system.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That was not bugged out. Different emulator. And yeah.
Yeah.
No, fuck it. We're emulating this. This game is currently over $1,000 to play. I know. I look at the price of it every 3 months because I'm like, I'm gonna buy it again this month. I'm gonna buy it before it gets more expensive. And then I look at the price. I'm like, motherfucker.
Now, all I can say is I pray to God that the save is actually intact.
You're there. You're at Hospital Orleans. It's intact. It's not a complicated video game.
Yeah, so I forget what I was doing, though.
You're about to go in. By the way, Random Hajil is there. I'll be voicing him for you, because I know how Random sounds.
Okay.
All right, now entering their security system. Lock disabled.
All right, Random. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm ready for anything.
All right, I'll open the door. We are inside the hospital.
It's really quiet in here.
There has to be an entrance to the lower level in here somewhere. Floor.
Now you...
There are no new footprints. Apparently, things have been left this way for a number of months. The only footprints are those that we left.
So we are the only ones who've been in and out of here, eh? Nothing has changed since our last visit.
So that means that nobody's in here, huh?
That would appear to be the case. I cannot detect any footprints besides ours.
Either that or there's a secret entrance we don't know about. Let's...
That secret entrance we don't know about immediately looks at secret entrance.
Gillian, let's try switching my light on, shall we?
Pitch black in here, ain't it?
Ah, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I know it's too dark.
Now, what's neat is the burnt-in image is actually at the front lobby until the light turns on. I don't know if you guys can see it, but like the burnt-in sprite resonant for like what it's supposed to look like dark is actually the main lobby darkened instead of the room. I don't know if you can see it. Like you can see the counter on the left.
Yep. Metal Gear, get your light on.
Yes, sir. Coming on. The light is now on. I turn control of it over to you, Gillian. You operate the light with the direction key. Press the B button together with the direction key to move the light. Otherwise, the direction keys operate as... Well, there's no need to be so pushy.
You have the honors, Gillian.
Let's... Is that... Oh, there was something in here I needed to do. Yeah, it can slide. I do know that. There's this. Let's investigate.
It's a simple vase.
God damn it, it's gotta do something, though.
What's this?
Face to face. Doesn't this look like the picture that's on the wall of the chief's office?
Oh, that's a famous optical illusion, isn't it? I get it. Their eyes don't register optical illusions. We better check that out.
It's not something a human would notice easily. It could be a sign of some kind.
I bet this vase is some kind of a switch.
All right, I will try lifting it up.
Well then.
The desk slid to one side, revealing a stairway leading down.
Oh my gosh, who could have known that?
This apparently leads down to a lower level.
It looks like Jamie was right. Queen's Hospital does have a basement.
And that basement is the Snatcher's main lair. Out of the frying pan and into the fire, as they say. Wow, what do we do now, Gillian?
I used the wrong tagline for the wrong stream, because that's literally what I named the Ace Attorney stream this week. Huh. Let's peep.
Peeping engaged. It appears to go straight down.
Oh, there's a motion detector.
I don't read anything at the moment.
Okay.
Unlike the hallways, these stairs do not have any dust on them.
In other words, our friends use this, right?
Alright.
It's a very narrow stairway. We'll have to go down single file.
Okay, who's going to take the point?
That's obvious. The guy with the light.
Hey, that's not fair!
I mean, it is technically fair.
Well, well, what do we have here?
It's the hospital corridor.
It's the same hallway, but not the one that's on the first floor.
So what does that mean?
An entire floor of Queen's Hospital has been duplicated underground.
So the same floor is both upstairs and downstairs, sort of like parallel worlds.
So that desolate
Don't.
setup upstairs is all just a smokescreen. They're making it look like the place is closed down, but in reality, they're keeping themselves quite busy.
Gillian, that means we're already right in the middle of their headquarters. Please use extreme caution.
I'm just sitting here just like a parallel world. It's like, don't give Kojima ideas. Please, for the love of God, do not give the man ideas, even though he literally probably wrote that. I'm just like, please, no. Okay, let's look around. Let's see what's going on here.
Wait, Nostin, what do you mean the game itself is insane?
There is a reception booth in the middle of the floor, as upstairs, and there are doors off the hallway.
Everything is exactly the same.
It's like we jumped through a time or something.
Oh, he was talking about the price of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, say some
It's
games
been
are.
polished quite meticulously. Nothing like upstairs at all.
See, it was a linoleum floor then, huh? Hey, guys,
Hey, Dandy.
what did you get when you throw a grenade into a French bathroom?
I don't know.
Linoleum blown apart. It's one of my favorite ones my dad always told when I was younger.
Sick. You're a sick man, Daniel Bandicoot.
That is my favorite stupid joke. I love it.
The monitors and control consoles also appear well cared for.
In other words, this stuff gets looked at regularly. We better be real careful. If you hadn't noticed, fucking Random Hajil says "in other words" constantly.
He sure does. I want to make a drinking game out of it.
The monitors are switched off, but the AC power lamps are still lit.
Shit's lit, fam.
In other words, this party's just starting. Oh, wait.
Okay, hold on. I'm not gonna look at the doors. I'm just gonna fucking open it. Let's investigate the area.
The construction and design of the hallways and rooms is absolutely identical to the floor above.
Okay.
I'm not reading any movement. We're the only ones in the area. It's waxed rather nicely.
Just can't imagine a bunch of snatchers crawling around waxing floors.
They seem like they do things tidy, don't they?
It's obviously used differently from the floor above.
But how do they get in?
Good question. You know, I'm willing to bet that the way they wax this place is they have little goo things on the bottom of their feet that auto-wax the floors for them. Some sort of evolutionary...
No, Gillian, I mean, how do they get in here? There's no footprints on the floor above other than ours.
They clearly...
Don't try and push him too hard, Random. He's operating on all cylinders. There are switches here to open the doors.
Alright, investigate... Yep. What's on the monitors?
It has been used quite recently. The monitors are still warm.
Of course. Alright, let's...
What's this? Unlike the first floor, there are only 2 door switches.
Interesting. Let's use switch 1.
Alright, I'll push switch number 1. Door number 1 open. Alright, I'll push switch number 2. Door number 2 open.
Also, Mirror Worlds Underground is a twist of at least a dozen major video games at this point. Yeah, so...
However, this video game came out in 1993.
Yeah, this game's as old as I am. There is a game that I love. It's in my top 5 for sure. But I won't say what it is because saying which one does the Mirror World Underground thing is a massive fucking spoiler. Like, it doesn't even get revealed until like 90% of the way into the game, and it's a moment of like, oh. So, yeah, I don't know. I will eventually end up recommending it on stream once enough time has passed and people have forgotten about this, but... Alright, let's check out the first room.
We're in room number 1.
Lights are on, unlike upstairs. Oh, so many things to do.
There is an operating table in the middle of the room. This appears to be a treatment area. Their real treatment area.
These lights, it actually looks like a real hospital. Okay.
There is an operating Various X-ray devices have been installed in the ceiling.
Okay.
A number of brand new medical monitors are installed.
Can't see anything else? Nope. What about the table?
It appears to be a standard operating table. Cables run from it to a number of the machines around the room.
Okay. What else we got here? Nope, nothing. Okay. Investigate. Round room.
There's nothing of note besides the medical equipment.
It's pretty big. Can't really see everything at once. Let's take a look from one side to the other.
Whoa! The smell from those drugs could knock a guy down.
Alright, let's look over the entire room.
Really?
It's a Snatcher!
Don't scare me like that. It's just a specimen. Odd.
Besides the standard X and gamma rays, they can also project neutron and proton particle beams with this equipment. I would suspect that that is used for cancer treatment. These are monitors for ultrasound, MRI scanners, and other imaging equipment. They are already connected to the nearby machines.
Touch.
The surface of the bed is still quite warm. It is as if someone was lying here until just moments ago.
Oh no. Investigate the skeleton.
This is rather grotesque. It's somewhat distorted. For a medical module, it's quite inaccurate.
Inaccurate for a human, maybe not for a snatcher.
I'm not picking up any movement, at least not anymore. There was some movement, but I've lost it now.
Oh shit, that's not good.
It is a model of a human skeleton, no doubt used for anatomical study.
Okay. Try and...
When you look at them like this, there isn't much difference between them and humans, is there?
No, not really. You smell again. Oh yeah, it's that same smell you get at just about any hospital. An operating one, that is. Okay.
Alright, let's look over the entire room.
Is it just gonna be... What the fuck? Huh? The skeleton is gone?
It was definitely there a moment ago.
Oh no.
Oh! Gillian, watch out! Shoot! Gillian, aim for the head! The forehead, you idiot!
Did I do it?
Did I get it?
The Snatcher's functions have been terminated. There's no doubt now that this is their maintenance facility. This one was probably still waiting to get its artificial skin installed.
Oh,
So
fuck.
this is what they really look like, huh?
Yeah, that's the scariest thing about them. You can't tell them from real people once they've got that skin on.
Perhaps that's humanity's great weakness. We're always judging books by their cover.
And it's just that human weakness that they're out to take advantage of.
All right, Random. Metal, let's go. The HQ's junk squad can take care of him later. We've got an investigation to do.
Stay the fuck down! Know your place, trash. I think it's definitely dead, or terminated this time.
Yes, all its functions have ceased. I don't read any residual energy either.
You alright, Gillian? You look like you took a hit back there.
Yeah, but just once, don't worry.
That was quite a tough customer. You got a few hundred of those together and that would be it.
Gillian, let's get on with the investigation.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna say, I'm very glad that my key bindings all work. Because yeah, that would have been bad. Why don't they take advantage of the human weakness of wanting big buff demons? Man, Music, that's a good point. I'll be honest. I don't know.
I don't know, for a second you said that I thought Og was in here.
Mm.
Or Delta. That was a very Delta thing to say.
Remains of the Snatcher are on the floor.
Okay, I already said that. Let's investigate.
Its functions have been completely terminated. It won't be moving again.
Okay, but
Hasta
is
la vista, baby.
there anything we can glean from it? Like, I feel... smells like burning machinery.
I hope I don't smell like that if I ever die.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that, Metal Gear. You're not actually alive.
Oh, thanks.
Nice job, Gillian. I wonder if you're this classy with the ladies.
Hey, I'm just fine with the ladies.
I can confirm he is infinitely worse with the ladies.
Anyways,
Gotcha.
it looks like this is where they're doing their treatment.
And the proof is over there on the floor. Let's get the hell out of here, Gillian. We got another door to look at.
Yeah.
Just like that last one, you never know when they might pop out. Keep your blaster ready, Gillian.
We're in the hospital hallway.
Alright, let's go to room 2. I'm just skipping that because that's basically what I said. Oh, I don't like it.
We're in room number 2.
Look at this! Some kind of testing equipment is running.
That's a real nasty sound. Gets on my nerves. So for those of you that are into Easter eggs, in the back, if you look in the middle of those two capsules, the one on the left, there is a face hugger floating in it.
That is a face hugger, isn't it? Oh my god.
Yep.
This room seems to be their real biotech research lab.
Looks like Frankenstein could show up at any minute.
I'm gonna do everything twice just to make sure, but I'm willing to bet I don't need to do it
It is
twice.
well equipped with micromanipulators, various types of lasers. It has a microsurgery system installed as well.
No cobwebs in this room.
No. Also, Beto's got a point. It kind of looked, the one to the right of the face hugger looks like Cell in his fetus form.
It is.
Wait, when did Dragon Ball Z, when was the Cell Saga first?
I think the manga adaptation, hold on. Dragon Ball Z Cell Saga manga.
Yeah, when was that? Because I feel like 93, I feel like that was a little before the Cell Saga.
I don't know. Actually, original run, January 21st, 1992 through April 1993. 1 year and 15 weeks. So yes, that would have been, that's Cell's fucking embryonic stage from the original Dragon Ball Z manga.
Interesting. Also, I love how the reason for the Cell Saga is fucking Toriyama was like, I want to take a shot at writing horror. And so Cell was literally designed to be more horror oriented, at least in his like base form and stuff, before he went perfect and did the whole tournament thing that every anime does now.
Before he went blackface. Don't forget the blackface.
I think in Japan it was called, oh, what was the word they had for it? I don't want to say something stupid.
No, wait.
No, that's Runaway.
Yes, it is. I don't want to run from this conversation.
No, it was a style. It was like a fashion trend. And I can't remember. It, like, obviously, it's blackface, and from an American perspective, awful. Terrible. But
shut
Japan...
up. Just investigate the fucking room. God sake, just makeup. Get over yourself.
There are a number of jars for formaldehyde and other chemicals.
Bill Cosby could have a real run in here.
Oh my god.
There are a number of machines from biotech experiments. It seems they were quite serious about their work.
Guru or something? No, Guru I think is gore. But I think it did start with a G. I can't remember. Gongoro. That's what it was. Thank you, Mizu. Thank you.
Gangaro is... Oh my god, no.
It's not equivalent to blackface, I know.
Gangaro is a fashion trend among women where they have very tanned skin and blonde hair.
I know.
It's Trump. It's Trump face.
Thank you, Metal.
Anytime. They are the finest quality monitors, microscopes in the line. Maybe. Perhaps they are culturing skin cells.
A little bit more culture than what's going on here.
Oh, but let me investigate things. Hold on, let me investigate around the room.
The room is illuminated with red light. It makes for a very disquieting atmosphere.
What are they doing here? What's with all these samples? This looks like a lot more than a place to treat skin cancer.
They're likely using this place to generate extra body parts in case things get damaged. You can see it on the eyes up front.
Argon lasers. Argon dye lasers. It's a device for selectively destroying certain types of cancer cells. They also have the latest gene cannon.
Gene cannon? That sounds like a weapon of mass destruction. Like, what does it do? That sounds
Gene cannons are typically used to recalibrate the human genome and eliminate biogenetic deficiencies and difficulties. Have a cleft palate? Gene cannon can solve the problem.
Interesting.
Everything is quite neatly organized. There are samples here of monoclonal antibodies.
What in the world is that?
Antibodies which are said to have been beneficial effects on cancerous melanomas.
No mistake, this is definitely their maintenance hospital.
DNA synthesizers, DNA sequencers, a nucleic acid extractor, chromatography equipment, automatic pipetting devices. That's a particle accelerator used to generate a stream of heavy particles for a number of different treatment techniques. The machine is in standby mode.
Looks like the Snatchers were working on artificial skin regeneration techniques as well as various cancer treatments.
I can say artificial pipetting techniques, but I stumble over words like sandwich. Fuck me.
We all have those moments, man.
Sometimes the word fair is too much for me.
Listen.
Fucking hell.
This is quite an impressive array of equipment. Some university hospitals are not stocked this well. NMR, nuclear magnetic resonance microscopes, STM scanning tunnel microscopes, high voltage electron microscopes, electron beam holography cameras, streak cameras.
We get it, Kojima, you're a science nerd. Christ.
Gillian, the Snatchers obviously possess much greater intelligence than we have previously given them credit for. Nevertheless, their technology seems somewhat dated.
Dated? What do you mean by that?
The equipment and techniques they are using, most of these methods were abandoned years ago. This is well behind the current level of technology in most developed countries. It's a rough approximation, but I would say that they are 20 to 30 years behind the times. What's more, judging from the imbalance in the research material here, it appears to be...
Whoops, sorry.
primarily the work of one individual.
Sorry, I was distracted by Mike's little thing in chat.
Do you want me to...
No.
You're a cringe one, Dandicoot. You really are a putz. Your jokes all come from Facebook and movie-wise. You're oblivious, Dandicoot. Your cultural stagnation's so bad that anything pre-2000 goes over your head the length of a bus. He tried, I guess.
Nah, there was an attempt that was made. But also, I haven't been on Facebook since, like...
Yeah, no one uses
2015?
Facebook. There's no one here that's 65 years old. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I haven't been on Facebook in like 8 years.
I've never been on Facebook. I fucking thought Facebook was cringe when it came out, and I refused to touch it since.
I barely even used... I can't even say I barely even used it. I ran a Facebook page. I ran one of the fictional character Facebook pages. It got up to 3K followers, which was a lot back in the day. And I look at some of the attempts at memes that I made. Oh my god, it was cringe. No, none of you are going to know. None of you are ever going to know. It has been nuked into oblivion.
Original Sans Undertale page?
No, because Undertale wasn't even a thing at that point, dude. This is like, talking like back in like 2012? Yeah, 2012, 2013, it was around that era.
Ah, Crash Bandicoot.
Like I said, I'm not gonna say which fictional character it was. But
it was Sonic.
You're telling me that all this work on the Snatcher's artificial skin is being carried out by one person and not some government institution?
The design of this lab itself is in violation of a number of the biohazard prevention safety codes. While a few safety cabinets have been installed, there is no autoclave or gas sterilizer anywhere. This is quite far from the P4 level. I seriously doubt that this lab was set up by a government or any other large organization.
God, Mizu, it was a pony. No, but I did interact with the pony fan pages. Listen, My Little Pony was an honestly a pretty fucking phenomenal cartoon. Like, they did really good with it, and it was just a nice little dose of feel good, okay? Leave me alone. Plus, season 4's, like, finale had a fucking Dragon Ball Z style fight in it. Like, it was well animated too. Danny Zabroni confirmed. Was. Not is, was. I've left that behind me, but also I will defend that cartoon until the day I die. It was actually good.
Did you just say it leapt up behind you?
Did you say it left? No.
No,
You
I
left
said,
that behind you.
Yeah.
I thought you said it leapt up behind you, so I played a FNAF jump scare sound.
Wait, what did I look at? Let's look at the containers.
There are a number of cell cultures and other specimens. It's all rather quite grotesque.
Alright, let me take a little whiff. Woo! What a smell.
Ugh! Smells like rotting fish or something. That's the smell of decomposing protein.
So that's the smell of cancerous skin cells, like Gibson wrote about, eh? Oh.
That skeleton back there was probably waiting to get his skin here, huh?
You think this place is only used for skin treatment? Skin monitors. I already said that.
The dates on these samples indicates that they are rather new.
Wait, no, Austin, you work in a lab where there's decomposing flesh? I shouldn't ask, like, details. I don't want to dox you, man, but that's interesting. I may have to ask you questions after stream.
It appears that Nostin is a Snatcher.
Uh-oh. Snatcher's in chat? Oh, no. Should I leave? Don't notice.
Well, we've looked at just about everything we can, Gillian, but we need to figure out how to get into that third room. Ugh, I feel sick. So now we're down to just room number 3.
We are in the hospital hallway.
Let me investigate door number 3. What we got going on here?
It says morgue.
We have to go in. Morgue, as in where dead bodies are kept? We have to go in there? I don't know if I want to go in there.
There are no doorknobs or handles that cannot be opened manually.
So just bash it down. You got 2 guys that are like specifically trained for this sort of work and a robot. Bash the door down. Like, oh my god. Okay, hold on. Let me look at door number 3.
The same doors as we saw on the first floor. The monitor and control consoles also appear well cared for.
Right? There's one in the operating room. There are bound to be others.
You never know. They could be hiding anywhere around here.
I don't know. For a supposed hideout, there aren't very many of them.
You never know where they could be hiding. Let's keep conversation to an absolute minimum. But
I really hope.
Speaking of, Gillian, you remember nuclear launch codes at all? Like
fuck?
how they were, you know, how nuclear launch codes were handled in the 20th century.
No?
One guy would have the codes, but you'd need 2 guys to have the keys to turn it on. 2 switches. Maybe there's a way we could push them down at the same time and open that third door. Yeah, there's literally a conversation that has to happen to get that. Yeah. So you're basically gonna have to keep investigating those switches.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
There are only 2 buttons here.
There's only 2 buttons. Maybe it can be opened by using those 2 buttons.
Really? Really?
All right, let's try try pushing both buttons simultaneously.
The two buttons are on opposite panels, so there's no way one person can push them both alone. But if two of us work together, it might do it.
That's it, Gillian. It makes perfect sense. It's the same system they used to use in nuclear missile silos in the late 20th century. Eliminates the risk of
Jesus fucking Christ, I haven't played this game in a while. Meanwhile, I perfectly fucking quoted something I haven't heard in years.
Random, you push number 2. You ready? On 3. 1, 2.
That's amazing.
3.
We can't call that ICC's The Future number 12 because I have played this game like every year.
Yeah,
But
that's memory.
Like that, they must have had a good reason for wanting to keep it closed.
You know, I just realized.
Gillian, you might want to save your progress.
Ah, that's a good point. Thank you, Metal. You know, I intended to rewatch Starfleet in November, and I didn't, and I feel bad about that, and now I'm gonna watch it this month, though. I'm gonna find time for that.
I feel that.
Alright, let's move into door number 3. You ready, Random? Let's have a look at the last room. Ah!
Good God!
I read 4 human skeletons in this room.
It's their morgue.
Perhaps victims of the Snatchers?
Well, it doesn't look like whoever put them here was too worried about making sure they would rest in peace.
No, it doesn't. These have got to be their victims.
This is probably where they hide the bodies of the originals they snatch from places like Outer Heaven.
They probably picked Outer Heaven because it gets a lot of VIP traffic. Plus, during masquerade time, they could work the place and still keep their identities secret.
Yeah, and the guy who set up the link between them and Outer Heaven was Freddy, that taxi driver. They must have gone after him not because of who he was, but what he did. After all, with a taxi, there's plenty of chances to milk your customers for information. That's probably how they learned about Outer Heaven and Plato's Cavern.
I've been wondering what they had done with the bodies.
Want to hide a book? What better place than the library? Need to hide a body? How about the morgue?
And for them, keeping the bodies hidden is crucial. I mean, if somebody who's supposed to be dead is out walking the streets, it wouldn't be too hard to figure out that something screwy is going on.
That means that if we can figure out who these bodies were, then we've just nailed 4 Snatchers.
Alright, I'm not gonna spoil it, but you guys are about to see some of the coolest fucking shit that blew my mind when I was a fucking kid. Like, the sheer amount of scientific shit that goes into this next sequence fucking squirted my juvenile brains at the back of my head worse than Kurt Cobain.
I'm gonna ruin it because I've realized what something looks like, and I can't keep my mouth shut, and I'm sorry. That dude that's laying on the table,
it is not a dick. Shut up.
He looks like he's having the time of his life. Like his head is arched back. I know that's a leg, but it looks like it could be a third leg. I'm just saying.
Professional Twitch streamer. Don't hold him. You know what? Know it.
Professional Twitch streamer Daniel Bandicoot sexually aroused by a dead body.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No.
That is literally what you just said.
No, I'm not sexually aroused by it. I'm just pointing out what it looks like.
Most people turn off to point out what turns them on. In other words, Daniel Bandicoot, necrophile confirmed.
No, I'm not in that. That's disgusting. No. Do you know how many diseases you get from that? Do you know how many? At least
Maybe
17.
You shouldn't be pointing out that a dead body, it looks like it has an erection.
It looks like it, man. I can't stop what my brain does.
Yes, you can. It's called not talking.
No.
It appears to have been a proper morgue at one time, but now it is being used as little more than a closet.
I mean, what is a morgue but more than just a corpse closet anyways?
He's got a
There is
point.
a ventilation duct on one side of the room.
Okay.
One of the bodies is still decomposing. The other three are little more than skeletons.
Oh, God, that's so gross.
There is a cover on the duct, but it has been weakened by oxidation.
Oh, just say it's rusting like everyone else.
No. There were a few droppings on the floor from mice who were no doubt feeding on the bodies.
Pleasant.
A number of different insect larvae have infested the body. It hasn't been well preserved, to say the least.
But it's definitely a human body.
The insects infesting the decomposing body can be divided into 8 large groups. Each of those groups works the body for roughly 15 days, making an 8 by 15 day or 4-month cycle. As such, an analysis of the variety, number, and size of the organisms in the body allow a rather accurate estimation of which group is currently present.
In other words, you can figure out how long the victim's been dead without analyzing the body itself, right?
Yes, Gillian, there are many ways to say the same thing. On this particular body, flies have laid eggs, and the maggots have grown into adult flies, so it's been less than 30 days since the death. As for the other 3 bodies, 1 full cycle has been completed, so at least 4 months have passed.
Interesting. Okay, well, let's see if we can determine the cause of death.
The bodies are severely damaged. Such a determination would require more extensive facilities than are available here.
Shit. Can we find out anything about their identity?
Hair, clothing, and even teeth, anything could be used to make an identification, is gone.
Metal, I mean, I don't want to contradict you, man, but the teeth were literally in the shot that we just saw, the maggots, you know what?
I did not write this.
Man, if only we had the teeth! If only we had the teeth! I wonder where the teeth are! I wish we had teeth! Teeth would be so helpful in identifying the victim. It's a shame we don't have the teeth. Damn, Snatchers, they were careful to make sure their identities didn't get out. If we even had some teeth, we might be able to make an ID. God damn it, where are the teeth, man? Fuck!
What about these teeth here? Random, literally speaking for the audience here. What about these teeth here, Gillian? The ones that are literally in his head.
They've been deliberately misaligned to prevent identification.
What the fuck do you mean? Then I guess we'll never be able to ID them.
There is a way.
Oh, no shit!
We can perform a simulated reconstruction. Fortunately, the skulls of the victims are still intact.
Yes, of course we can. It's like the 22nd fucking century. Of course that tech fucking exists.
Reconstruction, huh? Good idea.
Great idea!
Listen, Gillian, Metal can't help the fact that they put a blaster in their mouth and wiggled it around to fuck up their teeth.
Metal, let's do this reconstruction thing on the bodies.
Now performing simulated reconstruction of the head and facial
This is the part that blew my mind.
Victims. Commencing with victim number 1. Now performing craniometric analysis. X-ray and sagittal X-ray, magnetic resonance imaging, and positron CT data gathered. Complete cranial data now being compiled. Craniometric analysis complete. Now commencing reconstruction. First, victim's age. Estimate based on 1. Presence or absence of cranial fontanelles and chroma of epicranial sutures. 2. Area
This
of
is
facial
also the
region and
voice
cranium.
sequence that I used to
3.
figure out if I was
Height
doing the
of upper
voice
and lower
right.
jaw and development of alveolar
So
part.
it's how I
And
calibrated the
4.
voice
Location
modulator.
of cranial center of gravity. Next, victim's sex. Estimate based on 1. Overall size of cranium. 2. Parietal bone angle. And 3. Development of splachnocranium. Lastly, victim's race. Estimate based on 1. Overall cranial configuration. 2. Volume of
You're right,
intracranial
Mike.
cavity. And 3. Mass of the skull. Now
You can
commencing
actually see the
soft feature
rotating skull
reconstruction
doesn't have
based on
teeth.
average results of above analysis. Reconstructing. Initial phase completed. Margin
Wait,
of
hold
error
on.
estimate of victim's race 10% based on use of average values. Now adding postulated hair and eye features. Reconstruction of head of first victim completed.
It's Freddie Nielsen.
Moving on to second victim. Now commencing reconstruction of features of victim number 2. Now starting craniometric analysis. Complete cranial data now being compiled using the same techniques as the previous reconstruction. Craniometric analysis complete. Now commencing reconstruction using the same techniques as the previous reconstruction. Reconstructing. Initial phase completed. Margin of error on estimate of victim's race 10% based on use of average values. Now adding postulated hair and eye features. Reconstruction of head of second victim completed.
That's Lisa Nielsen.
Moving on to third victim. Now commencing reconstruction of features of victim number 3. Now starting craniometric analysis.
What about it's gonna be his
Complete
boss,
cranial
the
data
chief?
now being compiled using the same techniques as the previous.
Well, this is the oldest
reconstruction.
body.
Craniometric analysis complete. Now commencing reconstruction using the same techniques as the previous reconstruction. Reconstructing.
All right, what do we got?
Initial phase completed. Margin of error.
Is that gonna
on
be
estimate of
Napoleon?
victim's race 10% based on use of average values. Now adding postulated hair and eye features. Reconstruction of head of third victim completed.
Who in the world is that?
That's the director of Queen's Hospital, Shin Fui, what's his face?
Chin Shu O Gillian. Moving on to last victim.
Also, that
Now
Shinshu
commencing
O
reconstruction of
Gillian
features
is
of
the
victim
same line I
number 4.
reference anytime I
This
have
one's
Metal
the most
Chew Out
recent
Gillian.
and still decomposing.
Yup.
Now starting
Yup,
craniometric
I
analysis.
noticed that inflection.
Complete cranial data now being compiled using the same techniques as the previous reconstruction. Craniometric analysis complete. Now commencing reconstruction using the same techniques as the previous reconstruction. Reconstructing. Initial phase completed. Margin of error on estimate of victim's race 10% based on use of average values. Now adding postulated hair and eye features. Reconstruction of head of final victim completed.
It's the chief!
What?
The chief is a snatcher! The Benson on the scrap
Knew
of
it.
that patient record was Benson Cunningham.
Judging from the condition of the body, I would
Knew
estimate
it.
that the snatching took place approximately 1 month ago.
So it was the chief who sabotaged our turbo cycle. And those matches we found in Harry's room, the chief must have put them there to try to set him up.
No doubt Harry figured it out and decided to leave that face-to-face message. Wait a minute. Didn't Mika say that Harry had left to go find the chief?
That's right. He was probably trying to track down some evidence on the chief.
Gillian, I'd say that this Harry has put himself in a pretty dangerous spot.
If it was the chief that sabotaged the turbo cycle, doesn't that mean that he already knows we're onto him?
Damn! Harry and Mika are in danger!
Well, shit. Yeah, we're gonna have to go deal with
That's far
that.
enough, Junker. Your little investigation is over.
It's them!
Who? Snatchers?
Get them!
Oh, shit.
My arm! I can't
This
reach my blaster.
sucks.
I'm hit in the leg!
Is that the best you can do, Junker?
Who's there? Jin Shuo, you scum!
It seems you still have some fight left in you. You two are finished, but our plans move forward. We are now entering Phase 2. And when we do, not only this city, but the entire world will be ours to command.
Phase 2? What are you talking about?
The most
As you
racist
know,
robot ever.
Our operations have been hindered up to now.
Also,
by
running
the flaws
perfectly.
in our artificial skin.
Yeah.
The skin's shortcomings have kept us away from ultraviolet rays, forcing us to do our work at night, underground, or in the winter. In the end, we had to construct a hospital like this, all because of the flaws in our artificial skin. This was the only difference between us and you humans. But now we have broken this barrier.
Huh?
We are on the verge of developing a perfect artificial skin, thanks to the cooperation of a new partner in our plan.
Perfect artificial skin? A new partner?
Once we have the new skin, nothing will be able to stop us. And with that, our plan moves to phase 2. Our little experiment in this city will end, and we'll move in force to take over the world.
Don't be so sure. You won't get out of the city that easy.
You humans are always so overconfident, so naive.
What are you talking about?
I'm sure you're aware that the Kyoto Summit, being held to decide how to handle the Snatcher problem, opens tomorrow.
Metal, is that right?
Yes, countries around the world are concerned about the Snatcher problem. It will be one of the main topics discussed at this year's summit.
That's right. Tomorrow, we attack the summit.
You must be crazy. The security there will be incredible. You won't even get close.
Oh.
Must I explain
Yup.
everything to you, Junker? Aren't you even aware that a fellow Junker will be giving a special presentation at the summit?
The Chief. Cunningham. So that's why you snatched him.
We've known that your chief would be speaking at the summit for over 3 months now.
Gillian, the summit is tomorrow. We have to hurry.
Listen, we have your chief. You Junkers are at our mercy, and so is this city. And tomorrow, we move on the world.
We'll see
Nothing can
about
stop
that.
us now. We will finally achieve our long-awaited goal of global domination.
Who is this we you keep talking about?
We are an evolved life form, given life in the depths of the Kremlin by our creator, Modnar. We are a new race.
Modnar?
For those of you curious, Modnar is a character from the original
Those
Metal
names are
Gear.
familiar, but
Our goal is to
the fucking
snatch all
Nintendo
the world's
one.
leaders, and then achieve total control of human thought and worldwide racial unification.
you're
Oh, for
insane.
fuck's sake.
Humanity won't be so easily dominated. You underestimate the strength of the human spirit.
I think not. In the same way as the Nazis, our strategy begins with the overpowering of the spirit of the people.
Yeah,
We will
how did
strike
that
at you
work
humans'
for him?
Weakest point, the most primitive part of your psychological makeup, your suspiciousness and fear. By provoking suspicion and mistrust throughout the populace, we will destroy that fragile fabric which holds your society together, that of trust. Fear is you humans' weak point. It is the primitive part of your brains that binds you forever to your animal ancestors.
Also, this music is
and
straight
makes
fire.
you vulnerable. By stimulating that part of your atavistic instincts, our plan can succeed magnificently.
Gillian, at this rate, they'll kill us all. You've got to get out alive. You're a junker.
Just what did you have in mind?
I've got a big fireworks show ready for them. Better that than get snatched.
What? You're gonna blow yourself up? No, we're better off fighting together.
Hey, it won't work. I'm hit in the thigh. Ow, oh, damn. A bounty hunter can't do anything with a red wound like this. I might as well have been shot in the head.
There must be some way out of here.
Hey, I wasn't doing this job just for fun. I stayed ready for situations like this. I've always been prepared to go out with a bang.
It's December. A little late for fireworks.
So it'll be an off-season show.
No, I can't let you.
My belt's packed with TNT PX. You know, that really strong stuff they use in the mines on Mars. One push, and this whole hospital will go. No trouble at all. No time to sit around thinking, Junker boy. Go! What are you doing? Get your butt moving, you fool! Get out through this air shaft. I've got a powerful strobe on me. Its flash will screw up their sensors long enough for you to get out. Now, you with me? Fireworks are better from a distance anyway, Gillian.
Are you two finished chatting? Then I think it's time for you to
I don't know, are you done
Wait, what is
monologuing?
it you know?
I know, right? They took turns to monologue. They're very polite.
Run.
Yes.
Don't forget your
I
blaster.
miss monologues.
Yes, sir.
Random. Gillian. Doesn't look like I'm gonna have a chance to call in that debt you owe me.
Don't worry. I'll pay it back to the Snatchers with interest.
All right, go. Run, Gillian!
This is so cheesy. I love it.
90s, man. Quality. And now the part where I get to suffer for a bit.
Random. Oh.
No, this was actually very planned. It wasn't random at all.
Stop.
Someone's drippy.
Don't
Metal, are you okay?
make sounds like that. Don't make sounds.
I'm alien. I think.
Metal, something broken?
Okay, but it appears that language circuits have been damaged somewhat.
Crazy Frog, when did you get here?
What happened?
Yeah, right.
Random blew himself up after getting us into this air shaft.
Random.
Gillian, that explosion should have taken all of Queen's Hospital with it.
The thick walls of this duct must have shielded us from enough of the blast. If it wasn't for Random, we wouldn't have made it. Oh, Random.
Gillian, we have no time for grief now. We must get back to Junker headquarters as quickly as possible. Harry and Mika are in danger.
You're right. And I have to keep my promise to Random. But first, we have to figure out how to get out of here.
I can't see a thing. What should we do?
Turn
So, I
on
got
your
a
white dick bat. What?
Well, yeah. Say, I got a question for you guys. What is the difference between camp and bad? Like, there's campy acting and there's bad acting. What is the difference in your eyes?
Campy acting evokes an emotion in you because sometimes there's this urge all of us have deep down inside of our fucking souls to be able to get away with saying a line of dialogue that you just wouldn't ever be able to do in real life, you know? And like a one-liner from an 80s movie or something like that, just that little bit of a cool stinger that, you know, you want to be able to get away with, but everyone else would be like cringe. So,
like
but the fact that, you know, you're in like a huge action movie, you can get away with, you know, like hasta la vista baby, you know, shit like that.
Or like what would just happen of looks like I won't be able to pay back that debt I owe you. You know, or like I won't be able to cash in that debt you owe me. Don't worry, I'll pay it back to the Snatchers with interest. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I like Nossen's way of putting it. Camp is when you own up to the garbage. Yes. Metal Gear. Turn on the light, please.
See, the room actually transcended camp into good.
I was waiting for you to ask. Let there be light.
Well, let's try moving forward.
There could be Snatchers waiting for us. Please use extreme caution.
How far does this thing go?
Gillian, are you sure this thing has an exit? I can hear the sound of water flowing.
And we must be close to a way out of this thing.
There's some kind of on the wall.
You alright?
I was not prepared. Yes! Someone
I'm trying to hold it in.
Clip it! Someone in chat, I'm begging you, clip that! Oh my god!
I had that ready to go, just so you know.
God! Scratches? Check them out!
I try not to laugh at my own jokes, but I was fucking dying that whole time. Like, you're in hysterics, and I'm just like, hold together, baby.
Like, it took me a second to register what was happening.
Oh man, I'm gonna fucking pass out.
What'd you miss? What'd you miss, Brent? Metal saying scat, man. That's all. That's what you missed.
Did it actually run the synth through it too?
Yes. Yes,
Oh
it
my
did.
God.
That's what made it 1,000 times better. Holy shit.
Both the right and left walls of this duct have scratches on them, as if something hard had bumped into them.
Okay. Okay, I already said that. Let's look at the front.
It looks like it continues for some distance.
Near water. It can't be a dead end.
It's constructed quite well. There are signs that the construct and reinforce it has been carried out. Reinforcing bars formed of level 4 hardness steel alloy have been installed. It's quite strong.
That's what saved us. I guess we should thank them, eh?
It seems that this is not just a simple air duct.
Okay.
What's this? There's some sand spilled here. How did this get here? For an air duct, the quantity of dust is quite low.
That means that this thing is used regularly, right?
Yes, there is certainly no reason why anyone would ever clean the duct like this. Gee whiz, Gillian, I hope you didn't shit yourself. Gillian, is it snow 9?
I don't know.
Got you worried there for a second, didn't I?
All right, now analyzing this sand. Iron particles, high quantities of phosphorus. This is the type of sand that's particular to the M district in Neo-Kobe.
The M district, eh? On the old factory, right? What's that mean?
It is quite unusual that this particular sand would be present here. It was no doubt dug here by someone.
Okay.
I hope you guys are enjoying how hard this is for me to do and not laugh.
Oh, whoops, hold on. I'm sorry, I accidentally activated the fast forward on my Sega CD. It was a secret feature most people don't know about. I accidentally pressed the right combination of buttons, which has been a secret all these years. I am not gonna spill that secret though.
Oh my god, Dandy, did you clip the fucking thing?
No.
Or is that something? Oh, shit. Oh my god, I hope someone clips that. It was too fucking good.
Yeah,
We'll get
like
'em.
we'll get it. Like, if someone can fucking clip that moment, I am begging you guys.
Mikado, you missed the moment where I killed Dandy. It just ended his life.
Snatcher. Maybe they were using this as some kind of shortcut or back route.
It appears that a snatcher was dragged through here. A human body would not cause such marks.
Maybe that naked Snatcher we saw in the operating room?
That's probably correct. And the structure before the artificial skin was installed seems most likely.
They use this as an entrance and exit. That way they didn't disturb the upstairs.
That makes sense. All right, I will gather and analyze a sample of the air in here. Sounds spicy, Gillian. The results are as though I would have expected. The concentration is thin, but there is definitely Snow 9 present.
Snow 9, huh? Is it okay to breathe it?
Sounds beefy. You'll be safe at these concentrations. The farther we go, the higher the concentration. It must be coming from that direction.
Oh, shit. Dang. Metal, you picking up any movement?
Oh, don't say shit! I'm afraid the shock of that explosion has damaged my motion detector.
So is it working or not?
I'm getting the partial readings, but they're not as sensitive as they should be.
We get attacked in a narrow area like this, we've had it.
Please pray for us, Gillian. We've got to make it out of here. I'm non-denominational.
You know what I said about you not being alive earlier?
Maybe.
You know what? Maybe I was wrong.
Oh, baby, it means so much. Thank you, Gillian.
Though I have to depend on my own eyes and ears, do I? What am I, some chump from the 19th century?
We can Harrison ford that river when we get to it. There is probably a sewer or something nearby. We can't go back. The way is blocked by debris.
Well, yeah, I want to go. God, okay, what do I have to do? Let's look to the front. Okay, we already got that.
It looks like it continues.
Already got that. Oh, wait, hold on. No, this is new. Sorry, my bad. It's from the Snatchers when they move through this duct, I bet.
Both the right and left walls of the duct have scratches on them. It's as if something hard had bumped into them.
Okay, let me do another investigation of all of these. Okay, we already got that one. I do remember that. Ground. I think. Looks like the Snatcher's been using it. Oh,
With these
no,
scratches in the presence of Snow 9, I'd say it's definite.
I sure don't want to meet up with any of them in a tight space like this.
Maybe you'd like to meet up with a hot date on a lone night tonight. Now let's kick it up, Gillian. All right, continuing forward.
Jeez, this thing just keeps going.
Insectors!
You gotta be kidding me. Fuck's sake. How many are there?
You keep shooting! Damn, baby, you did Gillian, you did it! Not even one single scratch. I am no longer reading any motion.
Oh, they really build a lot of those things, don't they?
Those insectors must be the security for this area.
Which means that at the end of this duct,
I'm not reading any more motion. Let's move on.
I want to meet up with any more of those spiders.
Gillian, you should be aware. Insectors have the ability to kickflip off the walls and reorient themselves if they have enough space.
Man, that's rad. I want to be able to kickflip like that. Look, a way out!
Gary, Gillian?
Metal, don't let your guard down.
I'll do my best Kung Fu Fighter impression.
What in the world?
This is part of the tube liner, the city's long-abandoned subway system.
You mean Queen's Hospital and this were connected?
Yes, it would appear that the Snatchers were using this to move from place to place.
Yeah, that makes
This
sense.
would provide them with the perfect way to move about while still avoiding the ultraviolet rays they hate so much. We should have realized this sooner. The city is crisscrossed by the tube liner's old lines, and since they are abandoned, the Snatchers could move undetected as well.
Aha! That's how those two we caught a glimpse of at the abandoned factory where Gibson was killed were able to disappear so quickly. They must have used this subway.
That would appear to be correct. The tube liner passes underneath that factory site as well. That would also explain why sand from the factory was in the air duct at the hospital.
So this is the trick they were using to stay out of the sun and avoid being seen while they moved around.
Now we know why it took so long to uncover them.
All right, let's follow the subway. We should be able to get out when we get to the nearest station.
How far does this bloody thing go?
Honestly, I'm just relieved that I've managed to reassemble my vocal sensors. However, I feel like we're probably lost.
Yeah, I wonder where we are.
By the looks of it, underground.
Thank you. Can you see what's up ahead?
It appears that this tunnel continues for as far as I can see.
Sweet.
That's the area we just passed through. I see nothing out of the ordinary. I cannot see anything else.
Go listen.
The only sound is that of our own footsteps.
Oh, well, at least we're alone. Metal, are we there yet?
Since I don't know what our exact present location is, I cannot give you an accurate figure.
Ugh.
This part of the system didn't have very many stations. We will probably have to walk quite a bit further.
Great. What part of the city even is this?
I believe we are probably underneath the MR district.
Hey, Metal.
Yes, Gillian.
Nothing. Just want to make sure you were awake.
Thank you, Gillian. I appreciate your concern for my well-being after that near-death scrape. We were just there, Gillian. This is nothing unusual about it.
Okay, listen, I'm just a little paranoid of something creeping up behind us.
You're acting quite paranoid, aren't you, Gillian? Nothing is going to jump out at you, don't worry. And my motion detector is operating at 98% capacity. Gillian, what's wrong?
Look, Metal, light!
Yes, but this doesn't look like a station.
There's a ladder.
Where do you suppose it leads, Gillian?
I don't have the slightest, but let's climb it and see.
All right, now climbing the ladder. We seem to have emerged into an odd place. Wait,
Oh.
It's Freddie Nielsen's bathroom.
Oh.
He was using this shaft from the bathtub to get down into the subway. So that's how he did that.
Yes. As I recall, after you disposed of Lisa, he somehow entered the apartment without using the regular entrance.
Which he accomplished by using this secret passage into his bathtub.
The bathtub must be of a double construction. The bottom is actually a lid. When they wanted to hide the passage, all they needed to do was fill the tub. And to get in and out, they would just drain the water into another tank.
Jeez. Double bottom bathtubs? Abandoned subways? Snatchers really go out of their way to stay out of the sun.
Okay, Gillian, let's head outside.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
This is Freddy's living room.
I don't want to be taking a bath and be dumped into the subway, man. Same.
Before that, don't you want to take a look at that weird map?
Yeah, I guess so. Let's take a look.
It's a large-scale map of Moscow.
Moscow, eh? Chinshu-O. Over at Queen's Hospital, I had a picture of St. Basil's Cathedral. Chief keeps a picture of Red Square hidden. How come everybody's such a big Moscow fan these days? What's going on here?
Moscow seems to hold some clue to this whole thing, doesn't it?
Moscow. Did that guy say something about it?
Before the explosion, didn't Chinshu-O say something about achieving what was meant to be 55 years ago, and the depths of the Kremlin?
Now that you mention it, this map is from exactly that era, isn't it?
Moscow, 55 years ago. The key to understanding the Snatchers no doubt lies here.
This has to have some meaning. I don't think they'd paste a 50-year-old map up here just as a decoration.
It's a late 20th century map. It's a large-scale map of Moscow.
Okay.
Be careful that you don't touch the tape lines.
Listen, I'm a junker. Also, tape? You mean this laser beam, right? We haven't used tape in like 20 years.
Don't break the beam, Gillian. You'll have people from headquarters all over this place. It's a security sensor, you know.
Yeah, I know. They gotta make sure nobody messes with the evidence after all. I'm a junker. I was trained on this stuff. Jeez, I feel like I'm breaking into the place or something.
In all technicality, you are.
I mean, is it really breaking in if it didn't even belong to an actual person in the first place?
We are outside of the Nielsen's apartment.
Thank God. Now let's get back to headquarters.
Gillian, there's one slight problem.
What?
The turbo cycle exploded.
What?
Walking back would take far too long. We have to find some other way.
Aren't there any taxis or anything around here? Don't you have like fucking Uber or Lyft? Come on, you have to have at least one app.
Why don't we search the area, Gillian? I was not programmed with any apps. You are prone to scrolling.
Hey, Brem, thank you for the donation, dude. Holy shit. $20 donation, Jesus. Alright, let's see if we can hotwire something.
Look, there's a taxi over there. The cab is for hire. Shall we board it?
Yeah, it definitely won't be a Snatcher.
It's a black taxi, but we have little choice in the matter. Let's board, Gillian.
In taxi.
All right, let's board the taxi. We've boarded the taxi.
That's a good detail there. They actually put the driver on the right-hand side.
Yep.
Where to, sir? This is a manned cab. I can take you to anywhere you want to go.
His face is concealed. Polarizing film has been placed on the rear-view mirror.
Hey, this is a black taxi, you know. Don't be so nosy, okay?
That's fair. We're on urgent business. Get us to Junker headquarters as quickly as you can.
Junker headquarters, huh? What would you want to go there for? Something going down?
Listen, buddy, you are perfectly aligned with my 3x3 grid when I pull out my blaster. Don't make this difficult.
Gillian.
We're in a hurry.
Is that some kind of joke, sir? You can't be serious. This is a manned taxi, you know. I can't go to a place like that.
Metal, I think we picked a weird taxi.
Gillian, you know what this is probably, right?
I'm very aware. Listen, I'm a junker. Take me to junker headquarters and do it quickly. I clearly have no self-preservation instinct and definitely not enough brain cells to rub together to figure out what the fuck's going on here.
I'm afraid not. You're going somewhere else. You wish to know where that is?
If you're gonna say hell, I'm gonna blast your brains out before you get the fucking chance. Where?
Straight to hell!
Shinshuo!
Shinshu, well, you just got shot in the face. Get dunked on.
He's junk now. Stubborn one, wasn't he?
Jeez. He made it through that explosion and was waiting for us out here. If those things ever get control of the city, there's no way we'll ever get it back. We've got to stop them before that.
And to do that, we have to prevent the chief from getting to the Kyoto summit.
I know. And I have to pay back my debt to Random.
Let's use this taxi to get back to Junker headquarters.
I planned on it. I just hope Mika and Harry are safe.
I love how Metal is like doing the little up and down thing. It's so cute.
Yeah. We've arrived at Junker headquarters. I certainly hope Mika and Harry are safe.
All right, Metal, this is it. The final showdown. You ready? Let's go, gamers.
Now entering the headquarters.
Did that sound cool, Metal? I've been thinking of taking up streaming.
8 out of 10, Gillian.
You know what? I'll take... Oh, God, what the fuck happened here?
9 out of 10, Gillian. What? The shutter on the reception booth is closed! It appears that someone attacked this place. The shutter on the reception booth is closed.
So where did Mika go?
The booth appears to have been struck by a number of times by some kind of energy weapon. Likely the Snatcher's oral blaster. This is the protective shutter for the reception booth. It is automatically lowered in times of danger. It functions as a protective shield, so there is no way to see the inside of the booth.
Hey, Danny, can you have a 20-minute break so I can nap and come back? Thanks. I mean, if you need a nap, go for it. I'm running on adrenaline. I need to know what the fuck happens here. We're like in the meat of it now.
The emergency light is flashing on the door. Sorry, on the door check panel.
The headquarters has been put on emergency status. Interesting that they do that. I can't imagine why. It couldn't have anything to do with the several bullet holes in the glass door.
4 blaster marks have been identified in the Lexan resonant shielding of the Junker door. The emergency light is flashing on the door check panel.
Maybe we should investigate that.
It's been locked from inside. The only way to open it is from inside the booth. There are a few holes in the shield, no doubt caused by blaster or cannon fire.
Cannon? Then it's Snatchers who did this. I can't imagine anyone else doing this. Maybe? No, it had to be Snatchers, right? Yeah, it definitely had to be Snatchers.
More than yes, Gillian. It was Cunningham, Gillian. Come on.
Was it? It could have been another Snatcher, right?
Potentially, but the percentage chance that it was Cunningham is rather high. The surface of the shutter shows evidence of having been struck by fire from an energy weapon. I read motion. Something is in that booth.
Probably Mika.
We have to get the booth open before we'll be able to get that door open. Gillian, we have to open this somehow.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. Can't this be open from the outside?
If it has an emergency external connection port, then it can be opened from the outside.
Well, let's see if that's a thing that exists. Metal, find this external connection jack.
Here we are. I have located an emergency external connection port. On the side of the booth, it is here. With this, I will be able to open the shutter.
Open the shutter.
Now plugging into the emergency external connection port.
Now, I wish Mega Man Battle Network would have said plugging in instead of jacking in like they did. Like, I really wish that was a choice they made.
It was not. Yeah.
Yeah. Plugging in is...
Releasing the lock mechanism.
I'm gonna jack in! Like, no. I'm gonna plug in, though? I feel like... Jack into that squirrel! There's some lines from Battle Network. Anyways.
Now opening the shutter.
All right, I'm going to open it, but please use extreme caution. Anything could be inside.
Mika.
Mika!
That's the music that plays when Mika realizes Gillian's near her.
Metal, how is she?
Her pulse is normal. The only external injuries are to her forehead, and they are not serious. There's been no significant blood loss.
Mika, come on, snap out of it. It's me, Gillian.
Gillian? Gillian.
Mika, what happened?
Gillian, the chief. The chief is a snatcher.
So he's finally shown his true colors.
Harry's...
What's happened to Harry?
Harry put me in the pod and sealed the main door. He locked the snatcher in.
That was smart. Not even a snatcher can get through this shield.
So where's Harry?
He said keep the door sealed no matter what happens in there. And then he went in. Gillian, please help him.
Harry! Mika, open the door. I'm going in. Metal, we're going in. Be careful. That snatcher could be hiding anywhere.
Yes, sir.
Gillian, please be careful. The chief is very cunning. Don't let your guard down.
Don't worry.
I know.
I'll watch myself.
It's in his last name.
3 out of 10.
Though he isn't a ham, which has me confused. No! You
We're in the main hallway.
Motherfuckers!
What is this? Someone's down!
Harry?
Harry!
Oh, Gillian, is that you? I'm getting old. Just look at me.
What happened?
I saw the chief messing with your turbo cycle, and that weird picture in his office.
Metal, how is he? Metal!
I do not wish to say.
Really that bad, huh?
Gillian, when I confronted him about what I saw, he showed me what he really was. I was barely able to even scratch him.
That's enough, Harry. I understand. Metal, is there anything we can do for him?
Gillian, I'm sorry.
Harry, you'll be okay. It doesn't look like you're hurting too bad. This'll work out perfect. You always were working too hard anyway. Why don't you take a nice long vacation somewhere and rest up?
Yeah, sure. Nice try, Gillian, but it's my body. I know I ain't gonna make it. You were a good kid, Gillian.
Harry!
I don't know how to say this right, but I've always had a special feeling about you. I've always had trouble talking to people since I was little, like my father. What I can remember of him.
Pulse and blood pressure falling.
Harry, hang in there. You and I were gonna go out and tie one on, remember?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. You, me, and Jean, the three of us.
But John is...
Metal, quiet!
Gillian, I've lived my life alone. I didn't know my parents or family. Always so stubborn, glued to my research. I never really trusted anybody. That was a mistake.
blood pressure continuing to fall.
Harry?
After Jean died, I felt it. Human warmth, companionship.
I know what you mean.
Gillian, I just wanted to get along with everybody. I don't need no Nobel Prize. For 50 years, I've been searching, trying to find something I lost. Looks like I'll never find it now.
Gillian, he's about.
Looks like I've been talking too much. It's up to you now, Gillian. I'm finished. You won't forget this, old grouch, will you?
Harry!
Gillian, you've got to believe in yourself. You're the last junker.
Harry! Harry!
Pulse 0. Pupils are dilated.
Cunningham! No! Snatcher! I'll get you for this!
We have no time for grieving. That Snatcher is still hiding somewhere here in headquarters.
Metal, listen to me. If that Snatcher gets me, you've got to take Mika and run. Then you've got to blow up Junker headquarters. Blow it sky high! You understand me?
Yes, sir. I just hope it doesn't come to that. So, where should we start our search?
Good dick to beat this tonight.
Whoops, you are going to be able to beat this tonight.
Shit.
Yeah, there's another act after this, but it's brief. It's brief,
Let's
and then a
see.
cutscene. So, are you upset?
Very. Thinking, where would he be? The obvious choice is the Chief's army.
So you're gonna have to do a lot of searching around multiple places, and then it's basically gonna be like hunting him down bit by bit.
Damn it.
Finding the Snatcher isn't much more important than hooking up with Jordan right now.
Aw, take care, Foxes. Don't worry. We'll fucking avenge him. Hope you sleep well, man.
Drive safely, buddy.
I was hoping to use Jordan to maybe get a hint. Excuse me.
Dude, that's like looking up the fucking Webster's dictionary in order to figure out who just shot your cousin.
Wait. The Snatcher does not seem to be around. Alright, I'll check again just to be sure. I can't find any sign of the Snatcher. Alright, I'll check it now. Please be careful. What? Oh, sorry. Nothing here. Alright, I'll check it now. Please be careful. Sorry, nothing here.
Wait a second.
Where should we go? This is the detective's room.
Jean probably had something.
The Snatcher does not seem to be around. Alright, now checking the locker. Sorry, nobody's there. Alright, I'll check it now. Please be— oh, sorry, nothing there.
You know, for the
Sorry.
sake of your sanity, I'm just gonna, like, you can just speed through this search because you're going to see, I'll search it now, please be careful. Oh,
Yeah.
nothing there. Over and over and over. And I think
Yeah.
it'll drive you crazy and just artificially bloat time.
Okay. So let's oh, I just already was here. Fuck. Shooting range.
Oh, nice. The Game Awards. Yeah, I heard about that shit. Also known as the Commercial Awards.
Yeah, basically. I have
This
it
is
up
the
in the
shooting
background.
range.
I'm not gonna lie, I have the Game Awards up in the background. I have it muted though. I'm just Yeah, I just have it up so that I can get a free item
Daniel
in
Bandicoot
Warframe.
is currently using the Game Awards to get a free Warframe from Warframe.
It's Savagoth! It is a fucking powerful as shit frame! I can't just like pass that up. Also, the grind for it is fucking annoying. I don't wanna. So.
Warframe is a video game explicitly designed to bore you with tedium and then milk your wallet when you get frustrated.
That's fair. That's why I just don't. That's why I just don't pay unless unless it gives me the 80% off coupon. In which case I'm like, oh great.
You are technically paying with your time.
True. There's no such thing as a free lunch in economy. That's economics 101. Yeah. There's good chances.
Don't you love how I casually used Metal Gear to suck the fun out of the game you've been enjoying? It's just being a fucking cunt with a Metal Gear voice.
I feel like you're gonna be pulling it out even when I'm not, even when we're finished with those.
Oh, it's gonna be forever on my soundboard, so.
Oh, absolutely. There's a good chance it's hiding in here somewhere.
I will check it out now. Are you ready? Sorry, nothing there.
Shit. Okay. Let's check inside the booth.
Did you know there's actually like multiple different variations of the shooting gallery that you could have done? Like there's a chapter 2 version of the shooting gallery.
Oh, really?
That you can do early on. Yeah, that ups the difficulty.
But a little target practice.
Gillian, are you full of shit right now?
It might be hiding in there, like a little, like, you know,
target
gotcha.
practice. Your friend just died. So target practice. I have a feeling that the obvious answer is the one where it's going to be.
Yeah, you know what? Let's. I thought it would be too obvious, you know? What? In a place like this?
I will check it out now. Are you ready? No Snatchers here. I will check it out now. Are you prepared? Sorry, nothing here.
Mm-hmm. Damn it. Okay.
Don't leave. Or not.
Okay, hold on. Let me look around the chief's office a little bit more then. Wait a sec.
What's this? There's something on the desk.
Hmm?
There's some kind of stain on the desktop.
Ah.
There was no stain like this a few moments ago, and it's dripping from up!
How do I... There we go.
It's blood!
Okay. And I... Okay. Investigate...
It appears to be the blood is dripping from the ceiling.
Okay. Let's investigate the ceiling.
Yes, the blood is dripping from the ceiling.
Okay, can I
There is a search option.
There we go.
Why don't we investigate the ceiling?
Cunningham!
The lighting control system has been destroyed. Distance to motion readings increasing.
Is he trying to run?
Motion readings have vanished.
You got past me this time, Snatcher.
Headquarters emergency lighting has been activated.
Can we find him again?
We should go after him immediately.
We'll find him. We know he's somewhere inside headquarters.
The Snatcher has been wounded. We should look for traces of blood.
Look. In a different room, okay. I think the engineering room was the closest here. Let's... Engineering. Man, trying to find blood in a red tinted area with someone who's red-green colorblind, this is gonna be fun. I guess there's a blood stain here.
I cannot locate any signs of blood.
Okay. Detective's room.
This is the detective's room.
Yeah, I don't see any blood stain. Nope.
I don't see any evidence of blood anywhere.
Snatcher's wounded. There must be blood somewhere.
This is the shooting range.
See, it's there. Nope.
I cannot locate any blood. There was also a motion detector option.
How about motion in the shooting range? Reading anything?
There is no reading. My movement sensors are functioning properly now.
Alright. Computer room.
This is the computer room. There are no traces of blood.
Register any motion here in the computer room, Metal?
We are the only ones registering any motion.
Okay. Let's go back to the engineering room and check for motion. Pick up any motion in engineering, Metal?
We are the only ones registering any motion on the detector. The ceiling fan is the only thing moving.
Wait a second.
For some reason, Maria drew a picture of you as the Goose Game.
Wait, what? Oh my god. Okay, yeah, we're showing that after stream. That's fucking great.
I love it.
Damn! Where is it hiding?
There is no way for it to get out of headquarters.
There's still some rooms we haven't checked. Are there?
The front.
Detective's room, motion detector.
Gilligan, the front is now available. Go into the hallway, and then we may return to the front.
Let's check the lobby.
The lobby?
You never know.
But the main door was sealed off when we came in.
We've checked and double-checked everywhere else. Let's go take a look.
The main door has been opened. Did Mika open it?
Wait, Mika's not in the pod. What happened?
The lighting has been disconnected.
Daddy, do a quick fucking manual save using the emulator. Quick, use a fucking save state.
Hold on. Save state. There we go.
He is definitely in here.
Where are you? Show yourself.
I ain't gonna need it. Oh.
I'm right here. I don't need to run or hide from you. Mika!
No, Gillian, don't move. It's a trap.
A hostage? You cowardly scum! Mika, why did you open the entrance?
I don't know. I was really scared. I mean, the emergency light's coming on so suddenly.
Seed, go ahead and shoot. But you'd better be a pretty good shot, or this kid goes home in a bag.
Shoot, Gillian. Kill this thing. Don't worry about
Gillian,
me.
there are only 4 points of firing from.
What are you going to do?
If the Snatcher moves in any of the areas behind Mika. Good luck, Gillian!
I hate this. This is nerve-wracking. I'm going to fuck it up. You bastard! Oh.
Nice shooting, Gillian!
The Snatcher's functions have been terminated.
Mika, are you all right?
Have you ever noticed that metal scale shifts drastically in this game?
Yes.
Harry?
It's based on his distance from the camera, but yeah.
Random? Sorry it took so long, but this ought to make us even.
Junker? You may have stopped me, but it's not over yet.
Gillian, this is just residual energy feedback. Its power levels are dropping rapidly.
Crane's Hospital was nothing more than a maintenance facility. We have comrades operating throughout the city, more than you can imagine. Now our plans will move into phase 2. For that, we will enlist the help of Professor Lorraine. Your existence is meaningless as long as you don't get your memory back. Good luck, Junker.
My memory? Comrades? Professor Lorraine?
Harry! Why? Please tell me. Why do so many good people have to die?
Mika!
This is all wrong.
Mika, don't worry. I won't let anybody else die. I've made a promise to Harry and Random. But the city is still full of Snatchers. This fight is just beginning.
I'd like to thank Mike for pointing out the bit of video game logic there where they were just for some reason shackles.
He just had him
an
laying
urgent
around.
video call from Jamie. I'll connect you.
Gillian, I've got my memory back. I remember everything.
Your memory? So what about us, Jamie? Who are we?
Gillian, it's terrible. What we've done.
Jamie, what's wrong?
I can't tell you something like this over the video phone. I would have been better off never remembering.
Okay, Jamie, calm down. I'll head out right now. Where are you? Is it snowing?
I'm sorry, Gillian. I can't tell you. They've taken our boy hostage.
Our boy? Who?
Professor Modner is here too.
Jamie, what are you talking about?
I'm so sorry.
Snatcher!
Gillian!
We have Professor Lorraine. We only require her cooperation for a short period here at the Kremlin. So for now, I suggest you avoid doing anything foolish, Professor Seed.
Professor Lorraine and Professor Seed. Okay.
Are you having fun with the amazing twists?
I genuinely love this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. There's a reason why I wanted you to play this game.
This is gonna be one of those situations where I'm gonna be like, man, I wish this game was just a little longer, isn't it?
We're gonna be done with it in this stream.
I know. I'm
The longest part of it is going to be a cutscene where I'm going to desperately try not to talk over it, but dead air in a stream is like boredom. But at the same time, I don't want to talk over anything and like ruin it for everyone else that's super invested.
Yeah, like it's okay to watch a cutscene.
I think, like, right now, technically, our stream is the most coverage Snatcher has gotten in a long time, and that's kind of saying a lot.
Yeah.
Unless Slow Beef does it.
A major poll of domestic and international opinion carried out just last week shows that the vast majority of respondents favor a complete quarantine of Neo Kobe as a means to combat the risk of the Snatcher menace.
Now that the Chief's death has been confirmed, it won't be long before they strip us of our Junker authorization.
They will be deciding how to handle Neo Kobe at the summit in just 3 hours.
There are rumors that they're going to use nukes on the city to make sure the Snatchers are wiped out.
That's ridiculous. Come on, this is the 21st century.
That may not be as improbable as it seems. The world's leaders are extremely concerned about the Snatcher problem.
The Chief was going to calm this hysteria in his speech at the summit, but that'll never happen now.
3 months ago, government pressure on Junker operations increased dramatically. Gillian's transfer here was really our last chance.
Our own chief was snatched. It's not too surprising they don't want to trust us anymore.
I've heard that the Army and FBI are going to take over operations now.
That's correct. That too will be officially decided in 3 hours' time.
3 hours, eh? Is there any way we can find their hideout in that time?
If we don't, we and everybody else in this city are finished.
As far as they're concerned, we're just like a cancerous tumor that has to be cut out.
We have to hit the Snatchers' headquarters before then.
Gillian, can you do it?
If we only knew where it was, I should be able to manage something.
Hitting their outposts like Queen's Hospital won't do any good. We have to find their main nerve center.
What about the memory of that Snatcher who was impersonating the chief?
Just like the others, it was completely
He's got that
blank.
post-nut fate going on too. Junker? Oh.
Wait a minute. Metal.
When you're
What
nutting,
about
you just keep
tracing
on
that
sucking.
video phone call from Jamie?
It was no good. The call didn't last long enough. Still, it definitely did come from within the city.
Damn. Where are they hiding?
Gillian, can't you remember anything at all? Didn't Jamie say something that implied you were somehow connected to the Snatchers?
Nothing. I can't remember a damn thing.
They created the Snatchers, didn't
I want
they?
you to tell me everything you know about me. Why was I sent to Junker headquarters? Where did I come from?
Gillian.
Metal, the chief's dead. Tell me everything you know about me.
Well, you see...
Metal!
All right. With the chief gone, you are the highest-ranking officer here.
You knew all along?
Of course.
Where were we rescued from?
3 years ago, you and Jamie were taken into protective custody in the Siberian Neutral Zone by the 17th Siberian Investigative Force. More precisely, you were discovered in cryogenic sleep pods in an underground bunker near Moscow.
Cryogenic sleep pods? You mean they were frozen?
This is a photograph of the bunker. There is no record of when you were placed there. In addition, the third pod was empty at the time you were discovered.
There were 3 pods?
You were revived and taken into custody by the army. Apparently, as a result of the extended sleep, both of you suffered from complete amnesia. However, another theory suggests your memories may have been intentionally erased. This is the only piece of evidence found at the site.
That's Harry's picture, from when he was a kid.
No. No.
That's correct. Harry is Gillian and Jamie's son. It's been confirmed by DNA tests.
Harry?
My heart.
Harry was my son?
Using the information gained from the photo, it was established that you are Gillian Seed and your wife, Jamie Lorraine. Both of you are American citizens, born in the late 1960s.
The 1960s?
In addition, both of you vanished without a trace in 1989. There is no other information available about you after that.
1989?
Yup.
Yes. You come from a world that's been gone for 50 years.
But what does that have to do with the Snatchers?
When the 17th Special Investigative Force was bringing the two of you out, there was an accident. Though the two of you were all right, most of the 17th was killed. One of them was a Snatcher. Of course, before their departure, they all underwent thorough examinations. So, if one of them was snatched...
It had to be somewhere in Siberia, right?
That's correct. And in order to attempt to determine the origin of the Snatcher, as well as your true identities, you were assigned to Junker headquarters. The hope was that exposure to the Snatchers would help you regain your memories.
Moscow? 50 years ago?
Almost everyone who was in Moscow at the time was killed in the catastrophe.
So Gillian and Jamie are the only living witnesses?
Harry was my son. Did he know?
No, it was highly classified information. He was never told.
I was never able to do anything for him.
Wait a minute, Gillian. Didn't Jamie say something about taking a boy hostage?
That's right. They must know about Harry and are using him to threaten her.
We have to find their headquarters quickly.
We've only got 3 hours.
Gillian, let's think this all through again. We may get some kind of a hint out of it.
You're right. There may be some clue in the way they're operating.
All right. Let's go over what we know about them.
So, are you emotionally invested now that you just realized you held your dying son in your arms?
A little bit. This is definitely a fucking Kojima game. Christ almighty.
Yeah, but nanomachines aren't the solution to everything, so...
No, but like, Kojima knows how to write a story.
He used to. He used to, as is evidenced by this video game.
Yeah. Okay.
First of all, what's the Snatcher's weak point?
It is the sun. It is not the sun's rays, but specifically ultraviolet rays. The Snatcher's weak point?
That is correct. Their weak point is their defective artificial skin. Long-term exposure to ultraviolet rays causes mutations in the melanocytes in the stratum basale of their skin, which then becomes cancerous. Specifically, the ultraviolet rays in the 250 to 350 nanometer range is responsible for causing the cancer.
That's right. That's the reason that they're so limited as to when they can be out. They only come out at night in the middle of winter. Wear sunscreen even then. That's the method that Jean used to figure out what the Snatchers were up to. Ironic. Turns out that the destruction of the ozone layer actually had a benefit for us humans. Oh, that's right. This game would have been made around the time of the ozone scare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before humanity figured out what the fucking ozone layer is, does. Yeah.
Yeah. We were like, CFCs are murdering the ozone. Hairspray is killing us. Which, I mean, it's not good for the environment, but still, just, interesting.
That's right. Now, what method were they using to move and be able to avoid ultraviolet rays and sunlight at the same time?
They were using the underpass? Is that what they want me to? Because it was like the subway. Because like an underpass. I guess underpass would be the right thing here.
That's right. They were using the abandoned tunnels of the old tube-liner system to get from place to place. That's how they were able to move around without being noticed.
Nielsen's apartment, the old factory, Queen's Hospital. All of their hideouts were connected by the tube liner. So maybe there's a tunnel under their main base as well. There's a good chance of that.
Next, what phenomenon was always observed at any location where Snatchers appeared, including the underground tunnels?
Is a sneeze.
That's right. And what was the cause of that sneezing?
Easy, it was Snow 9.
You are correct. The sneezing was caused by the presence of the allergen Snow 9. Snow 9 is an artificial form of pollen developed by the military, and its presence is limited to certain regions.
They were using it to interfere with radio transmissions and keep people away. They probably were producing it intentionally themselves.
The only regions of the city where Snow 9 is still present are the areas around the Eno River, and it has been cleared out of other areas because of the danger it presents.
So that means that their base must have been somewhere near the Eno River, right?
That is a fair conclusion. They're probably somewhere near the Eno River, protected by the Snow 9.
Accessible to the tube liner near the Eno River.
And we must not forget the 3 photographs that were found, that we found the Snatchers with. All of them were related to the Soviet Union before the catastrophe. The map on the wall of the Nielsen's apartment. The picture of the temple in the director's office at Queen's Hospital. The photos of Red Square hidden in the chief's office. Why do all Snatchers keep these pictures as memorabilia?
Maybe they're homesick? Maybe that's where they come from. Homesick? Get serious, Mika. They're robots, you know.
Great voice acting, Gillian. Let's analyze this a little closer. What city is related to all 3 of these pictures?
Moscow. This is the city they have in common.
That is correct. It's Moscow.
Moscow must be where they come from. That must be the basis of their programming. You might be right. But just as people have a hometown that is dear to them, their creators may have put a hometown into their programming. They use very advanced artificial intelligence systems. They may have needed something like that to maintain their emotional balance. Yeah, they were born out of nothing, but they needed to give them some kind of image as an emotional base. So Moscow is their creator and their home. And the place that they found Jamie and I.
In other words, this homing instinct thing of theirs has led them to set up their headquarters in some place that reminds them of home, or their creator.
What part of this city is like Moscow?
Moscow's really cold, right? They get a lot of snow, don't they?
Snow?
No snow has been recorded in Neo Kobe in several years.
Well, then that's not it.
Wait, what about that pollen? That crystal bioengineered stuff, Snow 9?
Now that you mention it, wasn't it snowing on Jamie's video phone call?
That's right. Their hideout has to be somewhere close to the Ina River.
The Ina River flows for miles around here, Gillian. We could never search it all in time.
Gillian, let's look at a map of the areas investigated so far. This is an enlarged view of the southwest portion of the city around the Ina River. This blue area is that in which Snow 9 is present. Now I'll superimpose a chart of the abandoned tube liner tunnels. From this we can establish those areas with Snow 9, which are accessible by subway tunnel.
Damn, nice try, but it's still too large. We could never cover it in 3 hours.
Don't give up so fast, Gillian. What about that image of home thing we were talking about? Maybe there's some kind of geographic similarity. Maybe the same view.
I already noticed that. I was like, it's the same river.
A map of Moscow alongside.
Boom!
What's this?
Look, the rivers are exactly the same shape.
This is the Moscow River over here.
It looks like we're on the right track, Metal. Show us the location that Jamie and I were picked up from.
All right, right here.
Metal, before the catastrophe, what was at this location?
The headquarters for the entire Soviet Union, the Kremlin.
The Kremlin? That Snatcher said something about taking Jamie to their Kremlin.
Metal, what spot in Neo Kobe would match up with the location of Moscow's Kremlin?
What is it gonna be?
Calculating. This is the spot. It's presently occupied by an old church. It's rather large, but reports indicate it's been abandoned for nearly 20 years.
And it's right in the middle of the Snow 9 and subway area.
That's it! That's their headquarters, their new Kremlin.
Gillian, let's go!
Wait, Gillian.
I want to go with you.
Sorry, Mika.
Hey, I'm a junker too, you know.
I know, and you're a great one at that.
So take me with you then.
You head to the summit to warn the delegates. They haven't given up, you know.
The summit's in Kyoto. I'm not going to be the only one to run.
You've got to convince them not to use nukes on Neo Kobe.
We found their hideout. There's no need now to sink the whole island.
Yes, but...
It's a tough job. Can you do it?
Okay, Gillian. I'll do what I can.
Thanks. Thank you, Mika.
Don't say it, okay?
Let's go, Gillian.
Whoa, female character in an old video game being important to saving everyone's life?
Right?
What's wrong?
How about dinner sometime?
Dinner?
Yeah, you know, dinner.
Mika.
Not interested.
Ugh.
I thought it would be nice, you know, to kick back, relax. It's Christmas after all.
Christmas, huh? I'll be back by then.
Gillian, we have to hurry.
That's a promise, right?
By the way, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I picked this game because it's a fucking Christmas
I gotta
game.
go to church first.
Theming.
I'll see you soon then.
Okay, Metal. Let's go.
Say, I get what they were going for. I feel like those lines could have been delivered so much better, though. Like, he sounded like such a creep, and it's like, she's like, we're gonna get dinner, right? You're gonna come back alive, but she didn't want to say. Like, that didn't sound like disinterest. That sounded like, ugh, please, no. All right. Let's do a cheeky little save real quick.
Hey, Dandy.
Yeah.
Remember when we first started playing this game?
What part of the first?
There was something I said about the light gun game sequences.
Is that they can cause branching paths or something?
No.
No? They can happen anytime?
Nope. There was something I said very specifically in one of the earlier streams.
It's like a month ago.
I know. And you've forgotten about it. So we're gonna see if Danny has to wind up redoing an entire segment of this game.
Well, I just saved, so...
Okay.
So to that question, let's roll.
I've input the map data on the Kremlin's locations. Lift off.
Here we go.
You see, I'm allowed to have robotic dialogue. I am a robot.
Flight configuration. Now gaining altitude.
Jamie, please be safe.
Gillian, please keep in mind that we're working with a strict time limit.
A 50-year debt in 3 hours.
Also, I want to point out that the broadness of his shoulders in that scene is as wide as Ice Wolf's.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if they're going to show that sequence again or not.
That's pretty fucking wide.
Yeah, his shoulders were 5 heads wide in that shot.
Yeah. By the way,
conversion to hover configuration complete.
I love the summarization thing in detective games. I fucking love that shit.
Yep.
Like, so whenever we get to it, Ace Attorney 5 starts doing that in the middle of cases where they call it the logic train, and it is one of my favorite mechanics because it's just a summary to make sure you're on the right track and thinking how the game wants you to. Because as you have seen with Ace Attorney, sometimes it's like, the game expected me to do what with that logic? I'm sorry,
yeah,
what?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And I think the logic train is a good way of like getting the player to the point that they need to get to.
I'm really glad that you guys have been enjoying this as well. I know we don't get as many people on the Snatcher streams as we do like with Phoenix Wright because it's not as silly. But I'm glad that the guys that are here are actually enjoying it.
Yeah, like this is a fucking amazing game. Wow.
We've arrived at the church. Wow, that's some Russian architecture.
Yeah, now I know why they call it their Kremlin.
It's a very old church. It bears quite a resemblance to the St. Basil's Cathedral.
No doubt they thought the same thing.
It does not appear that much like a short-jacked kobold, however. The building may be patterned after a traditional Russian church. It's quite old.
Okay.
It appears to be snowy, but it's actually Snow 9. Try to avoid inhaling at any of it directly.
Oh, whoops.
It's pollen, and therefore much finer than snow.
You know, I'm just saying, like, just a face mask would be, like, perfect here. Also, Mike, yeah, so we got a friend who has an OC named Basil, and he is a short, jacked kobold, so... That's the joke.
He's not listening right now and hearing his call out.
True.
It's surrounded by a large grove of tall cedar trees. They're actually more than likely playing that Fortnite modification because Lego Fortnite is fun.
Yeah, I've been told. I haven't had a chance to try it out yet. I don't think I'm gonna have a chance tonight. I've got too much to do tonight. Fuck, what was I gonna do after stream?
Well,
I knew you and I were gonna talk. There
comes.
was... Oh! That's right, I gotta do a voice acting. Anyways, this is likely to keep just about anybody away.
Given the season, a few Christmas lights would really liven up the scene. I'm trying to add levity in a dire situation. The surroundings conceal the church from all but aerial surveillance. The building is about 50 years old, but appears very well maintained.
So where's the entrance?
On the front side of the building.
Ah. That makes a lot of sense.
Acid rain has seriously damaged many of the building's sculptures. This is definitely Snow 9. It's hard to believe that this much of it's present right here in the city.
Also, yeah, Ottman, I fucking saw that. I actually linked it to Eyes just before stream of just like, look at what people have already fucking done.
It's almost been 25 years. It's okay to make fun of it.
It's been...
I was making fun of it 5 seconds after it happened. I got punched because I made a joke about it right after it happened.
Yeah.
One of the same jokes that has been made 1,000,000 times now by people.
Yeah.
Because my mom unironically said, I can't believe what was going through their minds at the moment that happened, and my dumb ass said, a plane?
Ice. No.
And my dad punched me square in the fucking head.
Christ. I have heard that one many a time before, though.
I know. I'm not saying I'm the first one that came up with it, but I did say it within fucking 2 minutes of seeing the footage.
Jesus Christ. You were young at the time.
My sense of humor has only gotten worse over the time that I've been alive.
No. It is aged like a fine wine.
Yeah. Whereas a lot of the other aspects of people I know have aged like cheese.
Like milk.
Or they get some funk to them.
That's no surprise. Looks like we got the right place.
We can go inside now, Gillian.
Listen for a second.
The only sound is that of the wind.
Mizu, I am begging you, never say that again. Mizu, I'm begging you. That is not... I don't like that sentence. I don't like that phrase. A combination of words, that combination of letters is not...
Back in high school, my first boyfriend's cousin, who we'd always hang out with, kept talking about schmegels.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're bagels that instead of cream cheese, you use schmegma.
Not surprising. After all, our friends always go in and out through the basement.
Let's push it.
I'm circumcised, so I didn't know what the fuck that was. We just thought it was funny because it was gross.
3.
Worse. Aged wine eventually turns to vinegar. That actually explains a couple of things. Hey, church. What's this?
It would appear to be some kind of chapel for the Snatchers.
Are you telling me those things pray? To whom?
No doubt their creator. That portrait on the wall is probably a representation of him.
It's gonna be a picture of Gillian.
Chucky? This person is no doubt the one the Snatchers worship as their creator.
You know what I hate, Ice?
He does look like Chucky.
A little like Chucky, but he also... I could pull that look off. I could pull that look off.
You likely... Yeah, you could. He looks like he's also like a moonlighter for Code Lyoko.
A little bit. Also, can I just say, I love how for like the shading, like the front bangs, it's like a... Is that like an orange or red or something? But then like
they're even using green in there.
Yeah, the back hair looks green and everything. Like that is very impressive use of like pixel art. Like that is great. Is that Jamie wearing Gillian's suit? Nah, I don't know. God, isn't that random? Oh, he was the third person.
One moment. I'll compare the picture with my data on random.
Beep boop beep 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 boop beep beep boop.
While the facial bone structure of the individual in the portrait is nearly identical to that of random, a positive identification is impossible as the picture is not a photograph.
That just looks too much like him to be a coincidence.
These are chairs for worshippers in the chapel, no doubt. There is no covering of dust. They appear to be used regularly.
Everything is nice and orderly.
It's as if the pre-collapsed Soviet Union has been recreated here. Gillian, there's one thing I don't understand.
What's that?
If that painting looks like random, wouldn't that mean It makes no sense that Random was a bounty hunter hunting Snatchers.
Unless his memory was wiped like ours was.
That is a potential reality. Something is written on the painting. The creator, Modnar.
Modnar is Random backwards! God damn it! I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. Should have realized that earlier. I apologize for my outburst. Was just
Gillian, it sounds like you had Gillian, it sounds like you just had an idea.
So this is Professor Modnar, the one the Snatcher was talking about, eh?
It appears to be a portrait of that person.
Did you ever notice that Modnar? It's a weird name, Metal.
It is a rather random name, yes.
Yeah.
There are a number of scratches on the surface. They were more than likely caused by the Snatchers, implying that the Snatchers were not covered in skin when they were in this area. A very heavy object appears to have been placed here. It's structurally damaged. It's all very organized, almost inhumanly so. There's another room farther back. The continue back option is now available.
Yep.
Now moving into the back room.
Mizu? Mizu. What do you mean it's a very weird name? Why, my Goblin Girl OC is named Lana Nilbog and nobody complains. I'm sure nobody would complain about that.
Oh.
I swear to God. Oh, a lot of Snatchers here. Snatchers! Look at them all!
I'm not picking up any energy readings. They're all deactivated in some kind of suspension mode.
So this is their warehouse, eh?
There must be a few hundred of them here. They continue all the way back.
Still, this doesn't look like a factory to me.
These are the endostructures, which yet have to have the artificial skin installed. The bone sizing devices and skull slits are all still set to their smallest sizes.
So their victims haven't been chosen yet. They're all just waiting their turn.
They almost look as if they could spring to life at any moment. If this many Snatchers were to do the— oh gosh. If this many Snatchers were to all start moving at the same time, there's little we could do. There seem to be a number of containers stacked up in the back of the room. Gillian, I highly suggest you remain careful and cautious at all times. Insectors are often seen around Snatchers.
That's a good point. What about the size of these containers?
The volume of these containers would be just perfect for shipping one of these Snatchers. There is no doubt about how they got here. Gillian, I highly suggest saving before moving to new rooms at this point.
You're a little paranoid, but I see your point.
I've noticed your accuracy in the past few confrontations that we've had, and I just want to ensure your safety.
What are you talking about? One of those, I got a perfect score.
One of, the only one, in fact.
In the last one, I only got hit once.
Correct. But they only need to hit you once in the face for it to be over.
I see your point.
There's some kind of label here. 23rd Siberian Investigative Force.
Siberian Investigative
Investigative, Gillian.
Force.
You didn't know. Correct. It would appear that these Snatchers were brought to Neo Kobe from the Siberian Neutral Zone. It seems that the investigative forces have been responsible for shipping the Snatchers.
In other words, the investigative forces have been snatched, just like when they found us.
These containers were definitely brought out of Siberia. I can detect traces of contaminants unique to that region on the container. It's perfectly quiet.
I hate that it's perfectly quiet.
These endostructures were all shipped here in these containers. There's nothing of interest besides the containers. I do not see any tools or equipment for the maintaining of anything in the area. This room would appear to just be a storage area. I'm not seeing anything out of the ordinary. None of these Snatchers appear damaged. They all need their energy packs. The gender units have yet to be installed, however.
Ah, so they're asexual.
I see. So the Siberian investigative forces bring the Snatchers out of Siberia and into storage here.
I think you're right, Metal. Then the Snatchers just wait here in storage to be reactivated and adjusted after their victims are selected.
A rather efficient system. I wonder where the actual snatching takes place.
The back part of this room may hold the answer to that question.
Let's continue back. After we save.
Alright, here we go.
Are you ready, Gillian? Now heading to the room farther back.
Here we go. Oh, dear Lord. What is going on in there? The Snatcher's culturing room.
The mechanism is operating. Gillian, there are Snatchers with their artificial skin already installed here. These units are nearly ready to perform a complete snatch.
This is where they fuse the artificial skin onto the Snatcher's endostructure. First, they adjust the size of the still skinless Snatcher to the size of the individual who is to be snatched. The Snatcher's overall shape and size can be adjusted by expansion or contraction of sizing rods. Their sex is controlled by gender units, which are installed at this point. Then, the face is modified to match the intended victim by adjusting the size of the upper and lower jaw, cheekbones, temporal bones, and tooth alignment.
Just like Gibson said, that means there are limits to the size of the people that they can snatch.
That's right. The limits of the mechanism mean that they can't snatch children, the elderly, or people who are very tall or heavy. And this is where the artificial muscle's attached.
Is it organic?
No. It appears to be coated with a type of plastic gel capable of mechanical response. Like human muscles, it creates mechanical energy through chemical reactions. And this is where the artificial skin is attached. In order to prevent the synthetic cells, developed using biotechnological protein design techniques, from rejecting the inorganic material below, they attach it gradually over a number of days.
And this is the stuff that gets cancer if they stay out in the sun too long.
Finally, they attach body and scalp hair. The process involves transplant of synthetic hair follicles as well, so the hair will grow back if it's lost.
What about scars or birthmarks?
It would appear that they make those adjustments at this point in the process, as they would for wrinkles to simulate age.
Very interesting.
Computer terminal is installed on each preservation cylinder. These terminals must all be connected to a host computer which monitors conductions inside of each of the cylinders. The monitors are all displaying various data and charts. It appears that the weak ultraviolet rays are being projected from above.
This is really advanced, way beyond anything we saw at Queen's Hospital.
The power is on. Look at this, Gillian. The data of people to be snatched is all being neatly processed. This is the data which is used to generate the artificial skin. There is no sound except for the soft bubbling of the liquid in the cylinders.
Okay.
The whole area is protected as a clean room. There is a door at the far end of the room. It is a small metal door with a doorknob attached. It's locked, but I should be able to open it from this side.
Good. I'm gonna save real quick before we head forward. Did he just say this might be the last chance to save everything? Uh-oh. If Metal dies, I'm gonna be upset. They don't get to introduce this cool robot companion, and he doesn't get to live to the end of the game. I'm gonna be so pissed. You have no idea.
It's set so that it cannot be seen from the other side.
Okay.
There must be another room beyond here.
Okay, maybe I haven't looked at everything. I already did that.
These cylinders are used to culture the Snatcher's artificial skin, endostructures, and submerged within them.
So this is where the whole thing begins. The endostructures arrive here from the Kremlin. Then they convert them into copies of their victims. And finally, they head out into the city using the old subway system.
With artificial skin maintenance being handled at Queen's Hospital.
But who's behind all this?
Gillian, look at this. There are some finished Snatchers over here.
Get a load of this. The U.S. President, the Prime Ministers of Japan, and the UK.
Damn, he's jacked.
Gillian, you're in here too.
Figures. They were looking to snatch every VIP at the summit.
And the last junker, you. It definitely looks like they plan on moving out beyond Neo Kobe.
If they were to snatch every major world leader, they'd practically be able to control the planet. Still, that's odd. With their flawed skin, pulling something off like that would really be difficult.
Chin said they had found the key to developing a perfect artificial skin. Maybe they've already produced it.
No idea. But the number of Snatchers here makes it clear that they're up to something new.
Gillian, this is
Nothing very upset that these things are cut off just above the crotch.
Not yet. Not until we found Jamie. Metal, how much time do we have left?
The summit should have begun by now. We don't have much time. And once our legal privileges are suspended, I won't be able to help. In fact, I'll be forced to restrain you.
I know. If the military wants to avoid nukes and goes for a surgical strike on this facility, what would they likely use?
Probably a phased particle beam from one of the attack satellites.
A phased particle beam, huh? That'll wipe this complex right off the map.
Everything, including the soil, will simply evaporate. The attack will leave just a large crater.
Metal, can you convince them to give me another hour? Even 30 minutes will help.
Understood. I'll try my best.
And I'll try to find and rescue Jamie in that time.
I can't transmit here due to interference from the Snow 9. I'll have to leave the area and then send the message.
All right. Do it, Metal.
Gillian, don't forget. 30 minutes. You must get out before then.
I understand.
Gillian, I'm sorry I couldn't help you better.
Don't worry about it. I'll be able to move faster by myself anyway. 30 minutes should be plenty. Go, Metal.
Yes, sir. Don't forget. 30 minutes.
All right, here we go.
Well, that's the last of my need to voice act Metal Gear for now.
This is gonna be tight. That room's the only place left to check. Let's take a look.
By the way, Dandy, I highly suggest you use the emulator's built-in save function.
Yeah.
Now.
Fine. Because if there's no consequence for spamming the button. Oh. Oh my god! Oh.
Whew. I wasn't ready for that. They almost got me. All right, let's open the next door.
Save, fucking quick save state.
Yeah, I'm
Jesus
trying.
Christ.
There we go. It's safe. Here we go again.
Doesn't look like there's anything here. Whoa!
You cocksucker. Alright, all of you are about to fucking die.
Who would win, an army of naked snatchers or a Harrison Ford XB with a laser gun?
Yeah, I just got a little Rudy Tooty McInchooty. Like, I'm just, oh my god. They really put a fuck ton of this in at the end.
These guys are tough. Of course, I didn't exactly expect them to welcome me with open arms. Okay, let's try this next door.
Alright, we're gonna just save again, just in case. I don't think I'm gonna need it, but... Famous last words.
Jamie, are you all right?
Congratulations, you succeeded. That was the one point where you could have got a game over by shooting.
No, they won't lay a finger on me. Not until the new artificial skin is completed anyway.
Artificial skin research? You?
Gillian, I've got my memory back. All of it.
What happened? Tell me, Jamie.
They said they'd kill him. They said they'd kill Harry. They forced me. I had to help them with the skin development. They said I had to help them because the professor was ill. Wasn't getting any better. Gillian, the engineer Harry, he's our son. He's been living on his own now for 50 years.
Jamie, I'm afraid that Harry's...
There was nothing I could do. They forced me. But I can't do
So
it
glad that
anymore.
we fixed this before the end because you've got like a 20-minute cutscene here.
The professor, he just died. He was over 100.
The professor? What? This old man?
Don't you remember? It's Professor Modner. Professor Petrovich Modner.
What? This old man is Modner?
He's been confined here for 3 years now, just to develop the Snatcher's artificial skin. Terrible. Doing that to your own father.
Whose father? Jamie, I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
You really can't remember, can you?
Jamie, tell me. Tell me who I am. What were we doing at the Kremlin?
Are you sure you really want me to, Gillian? It's all so awful, but if you must know, I'll tell you.
I am on the edge of my seat.
Try to remain calm, okay? 56 years ago, you and I were involved in a top-secret Soviet project. It was still during the time of the Cold War. The gulf between East and West was as wide as ever. Everybody was worried about nukes. At that point, the world's armies were at their largest ever. Leaders still believed that a strong military meant a strong nation. There were rumors that there would be an agreement to end the production of nuclear weapons. On the other hand, the major powers like the US began to get involved in a space weapons race. But not the Soviets. The conservative despots in the Kremlin had another, completely different idea for gaining military superiority. A horrible plan, something no one else would think of. At that time, the countries of the communist bloc were facing an economic crisis. Popular movements pushing for democracy were springing up all over. Communism itself was facing extinction. Facing pressure from the reformers, the Kremlin began to panic. And that's when that horrible, childish plan was launched.
And that was the Snatcher Project. Replace your enemy's leaders with puppets of your own. Then you control their governments, their economies, take over a country from the inside out.
That's right, Gillian.
Huh.
And to develop these robots, they assembled some of the most brilliant scientific minds from around the world. Some of them were even brought in against their will. At the crux of that development effort was a group called the Frankenstein Project Team. You and I were members of that team, Gillian. It was a 4-person team led by the late Professor Modner here. The robotics expert was Professor Modner himself. His son, Elijah Modner, handled genetics and microbiology.
Random
For
Hajiel, shut the
nanobiology and
fuck up.
picobiology, myself. And for behavioral science and psychology, you, Gillian. Early development was carried out at a lab in Novosibirsk, but was later moved to a secret facility under the Kremlin. At the time, the Glasnost and Perestroika movements were gaining momentum, and they rightly feared for the existence of the program if it should become known. But some of the reformers did learn of the project, and they conspired with the US to block it. Gillian, you were a CIA special agent sent by the United States to infiltrate and sabotage the project.
I was CIA?
Yes, and the government knows that. That's why you were assigned to the Junker team.
What? Who am I?
Work on the project continued to go smoothly. But then, on June 6, 1996, there was that accident. A mysterious explosion at the Chernobyl facility spread a bacterial weapon that was under development there into the atmosphere, destroying the country and the project. Gillian, was it you? Did you set off that explosion?
Oh my god.
You can't be serious. You think I caused the catastrophe?
Somehow, during the confusion, Professor Modner and our son Harry managed to get picked up by American agents. But we couldn't get out in time, you and I and Elijah. In a shelter below the Kremlin, we entered a cryogenic sleep. Our plan was to sleep there until the toxic effects of the bacteria were safely passed.
And then 48 years later, 3 years ago, we were discovered by the 17th Special Investigative Force.
Yes, but when they found us, Elijah's pod was already empty.
Elijah Modner? That guy whose picture was in the church? The one that looks like Random?
Spell it backwards.
That's right, Elijah is alive! Elijah is here and working on the Snatchers.
Why don't you let me finish your little story?
God, his voice is awesome.
Who's there?
It's been a while, hasn't it, Jamie? Ah, yes. And Gillian.
Who the fuck? God, this is such a Kojima game. I love this.
It's me, Jamie.
Elijah? Is that really you?
Random? No. Not quite.
So you remember me, do you? I am Elijah Modnar, the only son of Professor Petrovich Modnar. I'm afraid I've grown somewhat old and feeble since we last met, however.
Elijah, why are you doing this? Your father, Professor Modner, he passed away a few minutes ago.
What? My father is dead?
Elijah, what happened to you? The Elijah I knew could never do anything like this.
I've changed, Jamie. These 40 years have changed me.
I can't believe it. What happened to you?
What happened to me? Jamie, do I actually have to explain it to you? Jamie, it's you. Your beauty is the cause of all that has come to pass here. 57 years ago,
What?
I was obsessed with my research, yes, and with you, Jamie. At the time, I was still young, having just graduated with my genetic engineering degree.
What's with the oh
My
no's?
father's connections got me on the team, and there, I met you. You were working as my father's assistant. Your beauty, your smile, I was stricken. I saw something in you that I never felt with women of my own country. You warmed my cold, young heart, Jamie. You opened me up, and I couldn't stop my feelings.
Elijah!
He doesn't even have teeth.
I was so happy.
Did you notice?
Situation was crumbling around us.
Oh wait, no, he does have teeth. Never mind, take it back.
Joy. I gained my father's trust, and with you there watching over me, I was able to work as hard as I ever have on the project. However, my happiness did not last for long. Gillian, it was you. You showed up and all was ruined. You arrived and joined our project team. Far from home, Jamie found comfort in a man from the same land. Your relationship grew quickly, and all I could do was stand by and watch. Jamie and Gillian fell in love, were joined, and even had a child.
Harry.
Even then, my feelings for you only grew stronger. Worried about
So the guy in the upper left-hand corner, flat up, looking like a fucking skeleton.
I persisted.
Look at that shit.
Always wanted to be near you. And
We even let the undead
that
participate.
consumed the rest of the Eastern Bloc spread to our country as well. The Cold War was over. The hardliners who had pushed for its development were stripped of power and the project was cancelled. The reformers, trying to cover up the existence of such a crazed project, ordered that all materials related to it be destroyed and that we stand trial for our actions. Jamie and Gillian were to be returned to their homeland. That's about the time that I learned that you, Gillian, that you were a CIA agent, and that you were trying to pass documents on our research to your military. The country had sold.
You can actually hear him seething too.
Yeah.
I'm no politician. I couldn't care less about what happened to the country. All I cared about was my research and Jamie. And I was to lose all of that, everything. For someone so young, you cannot understand how great of a shock that was.
Elijah.
That is when I decided
He's literally
I swore I
molding.
would see that secret crazed project through to the end. At the time, the bioroids were 80% finished. The main part, their endostructure, was essentially completed. But we still were having trouble with the artificial skin, the area that Jamie and I were assigned to. We called it artificial skin, but there was of course no need to duplicate T lymphocytes, Langerhans cells, or endocrine cells. All we needed was keratinized cells and melanocytes to provide the pigment. With the artificial protein development techniques that we had in those days, full-scale synthetic cell development was very difficult. Research like this took months, years. The original project called for us to simultaneously snatch an entire country. In other words, a whole nation, or an entire city, had to be snatched over the course of one night. For that reason, a powerful biological agent, which could quickly and effectively kill the population of the country, was being simultaneously developed.
Snow 9.
Lucifer Alpha.
That's right. A type RAO11 virus which another team was developing.
Nope,
For
I was
someone
wrong.
like myself, who was closely involved in the project, blowing
Yeah,
up the
Lucifer,
lab
Snow
was
9
quite
doesn't
the
kill
simple
people.
task.
My God, Elijah, do you know what you're saying? That explosion killed half the world's population.
I moved all the materials and records essential to the Bioroid project into the shelter and executed my plan on June 6th. After sealing off the lab, I brought the two of you with me to the underground shelter and we entered a cryogenic sleep. But not before I programmed an atmospheric research satellite to transmit a wake signal when the danger from Lucifer Alpha had passed.
And 10 years later, Lucifer Alpha naturally mutated into a non-toxic form.
But the automatic revival system failed to work.
Oh no, it worked. Just as planned. It revived me 10 years later. A little sooner than the two of you, of course.
But even though you sealed the lab with the explosion and everything, you should have been exposed. Why weren't you?
Oh, I was. But by that time, the vaccine L Angels had already been developed.
So everything went just as you planned it then.
Yes, up until that point. But my real struggle was yet to come. My original plan was to revive Jamie as well, and for the two of us to finish the development of the bioroids, You, Gillian, you were to stay asleep forever. But I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Not after looking at Jamie's peaceful face there in the pod. Besides, I could never have convinced her to work with me on the project anyway. I knew the time was not yet right, so I changed the timers of your pods to permanent on.
How? How could you do such a thing?
And so for the next 40 years, I worked alone in that cold and lonely room under the Kremlin, trying to complete the artificial skin for the Snatchers. For days and days, no one would visit me. I never saw the sun or felt the changing of the seasons. Still, I always had Jamie by my side. You were always there for me to talk to.
No, they're supposed to be red.
You and I for 40 years in that dark...
The photos are supposed to have that look.
Oh, you poor, poor man.
Don't pity him.
And then, 3 years ago, my research was finally completed. First, I snatched the Siberian Special Investigative Forces to establish a transport route for the Snatchers. And then, to test the effect of large-scale snatch operations, I chose Neo-Kobe City to be my experimental sample. Neo-Kobe is cut off from the surrounding areas, a sort of miniature country.
Once again, that awesome fucking sign of the goddamn Terrell building from Blade Runner.
And since it's a melting pot of various races, it would also allow me to gather extensive data on Snatcher modification and operational techniques. In addition, the element of suspicion or mistrust, which runs deep in Japanese culture, was another reason I chose this site.
But your test revealed a critical flaw in your machine's artificial skin.
Yes, quite unexpected, I'm afraid. All my research for 40 years. I gathered data and worked day and night to find a solution, but nothing seemed to work.
So that's why you decided to bring Professor Modner here, right?
That's correct. I discovered my father in one of the government's hospitals. He was old, but still very sound of mind. Naturally, he would not cooperate with me.
Of course not. He'd never become involved in something like that.
So, unable to receive his assistance, I decided that I had to have yours. But a mistake on my part allowed both you and Gillian to be taken into custody by the authorities first.
Just what are you trying to accomplish, Elijah? You must know you can never get Jamie back.
I'm only interested in discovering what I can of the human animal. In the past, it was because of Jamie. My motive is different now.
It sounds like you're just suffering from the wild arrogance that corrupts so many scientists.
Humans are such weak creatures. No matter how much they trust one another, the tiniest speck of suspicion can destroy it all. Look at how the Snatcher problem has caused such wild unrest. No matter how much science advances or how high we set our ideals, we eventually begin to suspect each other, to hate each other, and then to kill each other. The Snatchers
Don't you just hate how fucking applicable this is even today?
Kojima is a smart man. Always has been.
To elicit the true nature of the human animal. I think this experiment has shown me the limits of human society. I sincerely doubt it will be able to reach any greater level of prosperity on its own. If human society ever hopes to reach greater heights, what is needed is an absolute leader, a firm ruler who isn't affected by these trivial episodes of mistrust.
You're crazy if you think people would ever obey Snatchers.
Of course they wouldn't. But if they don't know, they cannot object. There has been a time in every age that the people have longed for a god to lead them. As long as they give the people no reason to suspect them, then they can easily become their gods. Indeed, a new race of super beings. We are almost there. Once we perfect the artificial skin, Snatchers will transcend man to become this planet's true human beings.
I feel like he's used this plot in Metal Gear Solid before. I feel like he's used this exact plot.
No.
I no longer have any use for my father. I have a sample of the new skin he developed. Once I've analyzed it, I'll be able to make as much as I need. Or if need be, we could simply culture the keratinized cells epithelial cells and melanocytes in the quantities that we need.
What are you talking about? How could you get a sample of perfected artificial skin?
Why don't you take a look at this?
Oh boy, what's...
We found this in the rubble of Queen's Hospital.
Random. Yup, that's about what I thought.
Random?
Oh, an acquaintance of yours?
He's a Snatcher?
That term isn't exactly accurate. This bioroid was constructed by my father without my knowledge.
He was a rogue.
Me in my youth. He built it right here in this facility. And not only that, he programmed it to destroy Snatchers. This bioroid caused me serious difficulties. It's designed and built far better than my Snatchers. The machine itself thought it was human. My father input memories for it all the way back
Which,
to
by the way, is why he fucking collapsed when he was shot in the leg. He didn't know he was a Snatcher.
Haven't you yet realized? Random Hajil is Elijah Modner spelled backwards. How like my father. Silly old man.
Shit.
He did virtually overnight what I could not do in 40 years of effort. Furthermore, he makes a bioroid so perfect, even the bioroid itself believes itself to be real. What's more, the cells of the skin he developed are self-replicating. Once in place, no further transplants or culturing is necessary.
Is he dead?
Its main and locomotive systems are completely shut down. It's just scrap now. But the artificial skin is being kept alive. This we need. With this, we can move to phase 2 of our plan of full-scale infiltration of the world's major nations.
Nah, you're not gonna.
The summit's already over. You'll never succeed.
What does the summit matter? Nothing holds us back now that we have this perfect skin. We can go anywhere we want, and there will be no way to tell us apart. I will have free control over the world. Nothing will be able to stop me. Politics and free thought will no longer have any meaning. My will alone will decide the course of human history.
I love this sort of villain so much, I'm not gonna lie.
He's not mustache twirling or anything.
The entire population?
There's a fully automated Snatcher factory under the Kremlin. Even as we speak, scores of new Snatchers are being born.
But no matter how hard you try, you won't be able to snatch the people's heart and soul. What do you hope to gain from this anyway?
Jamie, the human race is composed of fools. But I'm different. I will be its savior. Indeed,
I will
not
be
just
created
of
in my
mankind,
image.
but of all life on the planet.
I am a narcissist.
I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Hey, yo!
In 10 minutes, this church will be struck by a phased particle beam. I am guiding the beam from the attack satellite using GPS and 15 navigation.
That's the satellite from Akira, by the way.
Everything in a 2 to 3 kilometer radius from me will be destroyed.
Stop this foolishness now.
Metal.
I will not have
Don't
my
you dare.
research destroyed by some souped-up pocket calculator.
Metal, what happened at the summit?
The delegates, worried about the Snatcher menace, voted unanimously to allow the use of nuclear weapons on the city. The military is presently imposing a quarantine on Neo Kobe.
What? Do they intend to kill everybody?
The populace is in a state of panic. However, they have agreed to lift the quarantine if this church is struck by the phased particle beam. This is our last chance. I will handle things here. Gillian, Jamie, you two must flee.
You insignificant mass of metal. You'll never...
One move and I detonate. Gillian, run!
Metal, this is crazy!
We can't let a single Snatcher get out of here. And this new artificial skin has to be destroyed as well.
I will not allow some talking scrap pile to get away with this. If you're the
What are you gonna do? Run after him?
Just have you thrown out of here. Grab this little one and take him out of here. cowardly little robot.
You always were a real pain in the butt.
Well, hold on. Wait, how? Well, hold on. Were there two? No, he's still alive.
What's that?
He was just sleeping.
You eepy.
Hi, Random.
What? How did... You're supposed to be deactivated.
I don't go down that easy, old man.
Stop
What
this.
in God's name?
Shut up! Let's try to make our final moments peaceful, shall we? And you Snatchers, you touch the little guy and the old man's head comes off. Random! I've always hated being used. Why don't you watch the final act with me?
Gillian, you only have 5 minutes. The turbo cycle is just outside on standby. Use that to flee.
Let me go. I'm Elijah Modner. I'm your original.
I don't care if I'm an original or a copy or what. You and I are gonna die right here. If we both die, there won't be a copy anymore now, will there?
The stupid logic of a simpleton, of a machine.
Whatever it is, it's my will!
Machines have no will. Machines cannot sacrifice themselves.
We'll see about that.
You have 4 minutes. You must go. And don't forget to take care of the factory under the Kremlin.
Stop!
Gillian, even if these memories in my head are fiction...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Our memories of our time together are all too real, Random.
Gillian, you become one hell of a junker.
Gillian, it has been most recreational being your partner.
Oh, Metal.
I am gonna fucking cry.
If you can, try to pick up the pieces for me, okay? Like we did for Little John.
Little John? Oh! Okay, Metal.
Hurry! You only have 3 minutes.
Thanks. Thanks, you two. Jamie, come on.
I am livid. I am angry. I am so upset that Metal is going to fucking die.
Don't let her go. No.
You pathetic old fool. You don't even know how to love someone.
You stupid machine. What is that idiotic grin supposed to mean?
By snatching you, I'm finally gonna get my real self back.
Random, there's less than 1 minute to go. Thanks to you, everything will be fine.
You don't owe me any thanks. Sorry to get you involved in such a big job. You did great. You're a hell of a junker.
3, 2, 1, here it comes!
Later, kid!
I'm upset. That's so not fair that Metal dies.
That's the space laser from Akira.
It's...
Yeah, I think that stung a bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Congratulations,
Jesus
you beat Snatcher.
Christ.
So you're really going, aren't you?
It's our responsibility, too. Besides, if I go to Moscow, I may get some of my memory back. And if that happens, I'll be able to love you even more than I do now. Wait for me. I want to be with you, but first I've got to destroy this terrible factory of theirs. Jamie, when I get back, let's try living together again. What do you say?
13 Special Operations Squad and all Junker personnel. Report immediately for departure.
We'll be waiting for you too.
Katrina! Mika! You're here too?
Oh,
You better be happy, Buster, with all these beautiful women seeing you off.
I'm happy you came. Let me introduce my wife.
Jamie Seed. I suppose it's a little odd introducing myself a second time, though.
What do you mean? You've never met them before, have you?
What are you talking about, Gillian? We're good friends.
Huh? Since when?
It's the first time I've met her in person, but I've spoken with her on the video phone a lot of times.
What? Have you guys been talking about me behind my back?
So remember how I suggested not talking and going the creeper route? Also, look at how fucking broad Gillian's shoulders are.
Yeah, he's a fucking brick shithouse.
Yeah.
Me. Well,
but yeah, so the reason why I suggested not going the creeper route is, you know, because I knew they were talking.
Yeah. Trying to learn more about you was what got our relationship started.
By the way, welcome to Dandy talking to himself for the rest of the stream. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Here we go. Before I knew it, we really became close, didn't we? Our relationship has gone beyond just being friends. Beyond just friends. That sounds pretty good to me. Uh-huh. Oh, don't be stupid, Gillian. You have a warped mind sometimes, you know. Okay. I was telling Mika about how lonely it was being home alone all the time, and she told me that Jamie was always worried about me, so I gave her a video phone call. With even Alice gone, really lonely. Trina. They're both so easy to talk to. It's like I've got two real sisters now. They're just like family to me now.
See, Dandy, you almost did something real creepy.
Yeah? Yeah?
Well, folks, this is the epilogue of the game that we just finished.
Yep.
I'm really happy to have had you guys here with me for my fucking literal favorite video game, period. Now you probably know way too much about me, so I have to snatch all of you.
Well?
Don't worry, I already snatched Andy.
Wait, what?
Never mind.
I don't remember that. Wait, hold on.
You were reading dialogue, Dandy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't care if you get your memory back or not. Why? Because getting your memory back will mean that you'll remember those things about me that you hated. Things that I hated? What are you talking about? Dealing with each other's imperfections is part of what being married is all about, Jamie. Gillian, don't worry. No memories will change how I feel about you. Thank you, Gillian. It's good to hear you say that.
So have they finalized what they're going to do about Junker operations? I suppose this will end up being our last mission, huh?
Well, originally they were planning on disbanding the team, but now they've decided to keep us in business.
So that means...
That's right. We've been designated as one of the government's special police divisions. That puts us above the regular cops.
So the government has decided that crime by machines poses a bigger threat than crime by humans from here on out, huh?
They've chosen the new chief, too. So when you get back, you'll get to meet the new head honcho.
Well, it's comforting to know I've got a place I can come back to.
Have a safe trip, Second Lieutenant Seed. I'm a second lieutenant as well, so let's try to work well together when you get back. What? I'm a second lieutenant? How come my rank is even lower than what I had in the army, huh?
Whatever you do, just come home safe, okay?
When you get back from this job, you still have a dinner date to keep with me, you know.
Don't worry. I won't forget my promises to either of you. Oops, almost forgot. Of course, I want to spend some private moments with my wife, too, huh? What's wrong, Jamie?
She knows.
Harry and I will be waiting for you to get home.
That's Harry's hat.
We can do it this time, Gillian. Not some fake couple like before, but with love and trust.
I know, Jamie.
Take care, Gillian.
I'll see you, Jamie.
Wait for me! Take me with you, please!
You?
Oh my god, it's a Sega CD.
We didn't have a good frame to work with, so this is just a temporary body. Just call me Metal Gear, Sega CD for now.
So they found your memory chip in one piece, eh?
Random,
huh?
That's funny.
Wait a second. I've heard that sneeze somewhere before.
Is that Napoleon?
I didn't hear anything. Anyway, I want to know if you'll take me with you. Please, Gillian, please take me with you.
Hurry up and get on board, partner.
Yes, sir, Gillian.
I'm so happy now. If Metal Gear would have stayed dead, I would have been angry. That would have been, I'd be like, no.
So fun fact, that one scene is different in every single version of Snatcher.
What do you mean?
In the PlayStation version, he's a PlayStation. In the Sega Saturn version, he's a Sega Saturn.
That's fucking fantastic. That's hilarious. Yay!
Throughout history, suspicion has always bred conflict. The real conflict, though, resides in people's hearts. This conflict has just begun.
Is that the Colonel?
No, I think the same voice actor.
Well, that's what I was saying.
No, that's not him. It's just the same guy who does the narration. But yeah,
okay.
That was Snatcher, folks.
Holy shit, that was great, man. Oh, I fucking love that.
I know. So yeah, now you can see why I'm so pissed off at 2064 read-only memories, because when they fucking did that game and gave it voice acting, they got Jeff Lipton, the guy who plays Gillian, to do a cameo for a character, and he just plays some random bit part of an asshole in the epilogue. They don't even give him an actual part in the game. I was so fucking angry, I wanted to punch my goddamn TV.
That's so rude to someone who, like...
Especially because, like, Jeff Lipton did a little voice clip for Snatcher fans about how him and Jamie were now living in, like, Neo San Francisco, which is the setting of 2064.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Reminds me of what they did in Mario VA in the Mario movie. Hey, hold on.
He wanted that, though.
Yeah, like, Charles Martinet was more than happy to do that. Like,
yeah, he wanted to pass the torch, dude.
Yeah, like, and it was a very clever way of doing it. Like, having him play Mario's dad in the movie,
So,
like, that was the...
Yeah, Parasite Eve is the next game that's going to be in this slot.
Yeah, so we're going to do Parasite Eve here, and then Ice with, because we're probably going to be finishing, Detroit
Become Human on the next stream.
Yeah.
Yep.
So after that,
you get your. We can either do group games or you can get your Metal Gear Rising out of your system and get your butt rock out. I know how badly you want your butt rock.
I'd say it's either that or World Ends With You. Like, I think I want to do some more multiplayer streams on Saturdays after we finish Detroit. But you know how much I've wanted to get World Ends With You out on stream.
I know. It depends on whether or not you want that or butt rock.
Yeah. I feel like it'll be based on, like, how I feel.
Yeah, as it always is.
Yeah.
Also the softcore porn music.
Yeah, honestly, I like this music. It's very chill. It feels almost lo-fi in some ways. Say this was such a good fucking game. Oh my lord.
Thanks, man.
Fucking random Hajil though, like, oh my fucking god. Have y'all ever considered doing Police Knots sometime in the future? I've never heard of that game.
Police Knots was the spiritual successor to Snatcher.
Ah, what's your opinion about it?
Never played it.
Might be something to
It
consider.
was That elusive thing that never got out of Japan.
Oh.
But there was a fan translation that got finished 5 or 6 years ago. But it's basically Lethal Weapon in space. Kind of like we're going to be playing Lethal Weapon, except Mel Gibson has a vagina next Thursday.
Parasite Eve. Okay, yeah.
No. And I get to play violent, alcoholic Danny Glover.
Woo!
Danny Glover, but he's got a son.
Also, I love how the talk about like the bioroids and everything is like directly like related to the Detroit Become Human like message that it's trying to convey and stuff.
Yes, that's all deliberate. See, I had a fucking, yeah.
You set this up on purpose.
Yes, I had an angle. You see. Anyway, who the fuck is streaming? Oh my god, legendary Twitch streamer Graphigato is streaming right now?
Yo, what's Graphy streaming?
He
Oh,
is
he's chatting
currently
right now.
streaming. Oh, he's just fucking around. I was just watching Game Awards with Graphigato.
Ah. So hold on, best game direction just happened. Best game direction, Alan Wake 2. Interesting, because I've heard that game is mid at best. Okay. Anyways, where should we send people to?
But I love Alan Wake.
I'm sorry. I may have been talking to the wrong people. Someone told me that it was a mid game and I was like, okay. I've never looked into it, but I'll take your word for it. That word may be wrong. If it is completely wrong, force me to play it on stream. Make me eat those words. I don't know.
Also,
I have
also,
people with
actually,
opinions.
if we ever need someone to do like a little kid voice, like a little male kid voice, I know a dude that sounds like exactly like Steven Universe.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he literally just sounds like Steven Universe and can't turn it off. It's fucking funny as hell. He's an adorable guy. In case we ever need that for anything, I don't know what we might need it for, but there you go.
Yeah, I don't know for what, but I'm sure there may be like one particular circumstance.
Yeah,
but...
if we ever do a Steven Universe game, I know the guy.
Yeah, let me take a
those
look
are fully
here.
those are fully voiced.
Let me take a look here and take a look at the fan art channel. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, so Ottman did that. Give me 1 second. And we're gonna put this on screen. Give me 1 second. Did I forget? I don't know if I've talked about it, but I've never played.
By the way, every single one of you guys get a shiny award for showing self-restraint, because during the entire fucking playthrough of this game, no one made a vagina reference. Even though Snatch was used so many times.
There was one time during the stream eyes that I'm not gonna lie, I almost. But yeah,
this is a very accurate image, because I would literally step on you.
Say, I fucking love this picture because I have never played the Goose game.
Oh, it's just being a cunt. It's just being a cunt.
It is.
No.
Like, I've watched people play it, and every time it is always fucking funny. Even though I know exactly what people need to do, it never is not funny. So, I fucking love this. But yeah, thank you, Ottman, for this fucking glorious fan art. Who are we rating? Did we ever decide that?
Well, I mean, Callus is doing Sea of Threes and has 10 viewers. Graphigato is doing 29. But we raid Callus all the fucking time, so.
Yeah, let's go say hi to Graphy and see what he's thinking about.
Graphical artist Gato.
He's a graphical cat.
Graphite Gato.
All right, I set up the raid. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. Thanks for
it was awesome to see you, and again,
donations.
thank you guys again for coming by. It was awesome. It means a lot.
All right, raid is ready. Send Graffy our love, guys.
Oh, send it yourself, dumb shit. We go there too.
Well, yeah, obviously. But
drive safely, folks.
Yeah.